We had a little technical difficulty. Okay, so we'll start over.
Let's just start over.
We'll start all over. It's a do-over. It's a do-over.
It's
all
a
right.
do-over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sultan High School and TurkFry.tv for tonight's high school matchup between the hometown Sultan Turks and the visiting Cedarcrest Red Wolves. My name is Dan Ballard. I will be your co-host tonight along with my good friend and colleague Brian Atkinson. Brian, say hi to everybody.
Hey, hashtag Turks first.
There we go. So, Brian, we got a couple of 1-1 teams coming in tonight. Turks, big victory in their opening game 2 weeks ago here in Sultan against the Vashon Pirates, and then came up short against the Kashmir Bulldogs last week. Likewise, their opponent for tonight, Cedarcrest, 1-1. Won against Sammamish in week 1 and then got beat thoroughly by Liberty, who is a very good team. You had said, probably, one of the couple top 2 teams in the 2A here this season thus far.
Top 10 easy.
Yeah. So again, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Cedarcrest was previously in the Cascade Conference. So we used to play these guys all the time as a league game.
Welcome to the new rival, same as the old rival.
Yeah. Just different.
This is the first time,
right?
This isn't the first time we've played Cedarcrest. Not, in Sultan high school history, it's not the first time we've played Cedarcrest as a non-conference game.
Right.
However, this is the first time since the North Sound Conference became, and they went and joined the Westco 2A League.
Right. And I remember that they were when the Cascade Conference dissolved, Cedarcrest was one of those teams that was kind of searching for a new home, basically. But they did end up, like you said, in Westco. So we appreciate to continue that rivalry because Cedarcrest in Duval actually geographically is quite close to where we're at, and so geographically they make a pretty good rival here for the Turks. They are in the 2A classification. Turks are 1A, so again, they are a larger school, but they should be pretty familiar with each other as they have been in the Cascade Conference up until this year, so they play each other annually. All right, well, that being said, the teams have been announced. So again, we had our national anthem, Sultan Turk.
Windmill Espresso kickoff coming right up for you, everybody.
I think it is. The Turks are going to receive. Oh. And the Red Wolves break huddle, and they kind of pretend like they're going to do a little onside kick, but they're going to line up now in a traditional format and kick away, I would assume. And we are underway here in Sultan. Fielded by number 9. He breaks through the first line, makes another cut, turns, and dropped after him.
Zane Saylor sails it up to the 41-yard line.
Yes, he does. So Turks will have great field position, 1st and 10.
Now, just to give you a couple of Coach Bryant's keys to the game. The Turks have to establish Phillips in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, Phillips was really
Josh
impressed.
Ford in a cloud of dust coming up.
Yeah, I think they really need to establish that run game, like you said, to open up the passing game. And they do go with a pass, rolling to his right.
Webster goes for it down the sideline, and he catches it!
Oh,
and he falls down at the 15-yard line.
First big play of the game.
So, first thing I say is we got to establish the run. The first thing we do,
throw a long pass.
Let's throw a long pass.
Receiver was wide open. Might have been a blown coverage there by the Red Wolves. And a big gain for the Turks as we start things off in exciting fashion here in the first quarter. So 1st and 10 for the Turks at the 15, at the Cedarcrest, about 14.5-yard line. Ian Fleming handoff up the middle. And gain of about 1, maybe. Yeah, about a yard there. 2nd and 9.
Now, I'm not going to say that, that throw by Mr. Webster.
Mm-hmm.
Jensen Webster, what a name for a quarterback, by the way.
Jensen Webster.
Jensen Webster, what a name.
6 foot, 160-pound senior cornerback, wide receiver. I think we're going to see him mostly playing quarterback tonight.
He got pressed into duty, during the summer. Oh, well, our quarterback transferred, so guess what?
Oh, and we're going to encroach on the defense.
And hey, I think that's going to be on the defense. You are correct, sir.
I think so. That'll give them a 5, and they'll.
While we mark off the yardage here, I want to welcome all of our Cedarcrest fans that are here watching.
Yes, and I do see as we look across the field, there is a contingent that's made their way here from Duval. And Duval, as we said, it's not that far away geographically.
They travel really, really well.
Nice short little trip out here to Sultan.
Cedarcrest always travels well. Webster with the split backs. Phillips is in the backfield.
And off. That's Phillips.
Oh, he beast modes it down to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, just pounding his way in there.
Feed that guy some Skittles.
All right, we're down to the 1, so the Turks are knocking on the door right now and see if they can push this thing in and jump out to an early lead here in this game.
Well, here I thought it was going to come down to the play of the defensive backs for the Turks, and I still believe that Fleming. He leaps across the goal line. Touchdown, Ian Fleming.
So Fleming kind of a little fumble there on the handoff temporarily, but regains control and dives into the end zone for the first score of the game. Turks leading 6-0. Just a little over 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And Michael Moss up to put in the extra point.
Mr. Moss looked pretty impressive last time we saw him here 2 weeks ago. And it's up. And
well, he's just going to, as the season goes by and he gets his confidence, he's just going to get more accurate and better and better.
That's correct.
And I tell you what, that young man was out practicing all summer. He wanted this kicker's job, and he went out and he got it.
Yep.
They didn't have to go. I mean, he does play soccer,
right?
But they didn't have to go recruit somebody and say, "Hey, will you come play football with us since we need a kicker?"
Exactly.
He wanted to be the kicker, and he went out and he earned it.
Yep.
And hey, all you guys out there watching here on YouTube on TurkPride.tv, give us a shout out. Tell us where you're at. Tell us who you're rooting for. That's okay. We won't hold it against you if you're rooting for the Red Wolves. And we're here for you. Derek Bargman is here.
We welcome all fans here to our YouTube feed on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast just as much as we enjoy bringing it to you here. And first opportunity, we're going to see the Turks to kick off, and the first opportunity to see the Red Wolves on offense.
Yeah, Derek watching.
Look at that. We got up to 26 already, Brian.
Yeah,
Man,
we're at 27. Man. We are flying.
We might hit triple figures tonight. You know?
Minute Militia is here. He's back on the broadcast. Got somebody new, the Cool Shark. I don't remember seeing you last time. Were you here last time, Cool Shark?
And fielded at 20.
You betcha. Oh, stay in your lanes. Stay in your lanes.
And pushes it out just over the 30-yard line, 31, where we'll be first down for the Red Wolves.
And just a reminder, if you or your family cannot catch the live broadcast, we are always here on demand.
Yes, we are. So we appreciate all of our fans, whether they're Turk fans or fans of the visiting team here on TurkPride.tv.
No, number 44 back there. He's in the backfield.
Yeah, we were looking at the roster. I mean, they've got some size, Brian. Definitely, they've got some a little bit of size advantage on the Turks.
Well,
but we'll see how that plays out as this game unfolds. Second and 9 for the Red Wolves.
And be sure to stay on at halftime, all of you former Sultan Turk marching band members or family members that are out there, because we will be bringing you the nationally and world-renowned Sultan Turk marching band.
And the Red Wolves are led at quarterback by number 3, Gavin McDermott. He is a 5'9" senior, 168 pounds. And McDermott goes back to pass, evades one tackler.
Oh, he's after
right.
Oh, he's going to throw that away.
Oh,
and it's nobody in the neighborhood, but he was outside the pocket.
Yes, nobody there, so he's outside the pocket. No intentional grounding call.
Well, welcome to the broadcast, Billy K. Cutter from Montana, Livingston, Montana. We are welcome. Welcome.
And I always wonder that through the progression of the broadcast tonight, is it interesting for folks that join us from different parts of the country what your affiliation is with the Turks or just high school football? Maybe you just happen to be cruising YouTube and stumbled across our broadcast. And we always like to hear from you and hear why you joined us tonight. All right, McDermott in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And
through his hands. Oh, no. And that's going to be 15 yards probably against Cedarcrest here.
Pass is intended for number 24, Tanner Payne. He's a 6 foot, 200-pound senior tight end, so he's a big target.
He hit him in the hands.
Yeah, he's a big target, but he just couldn't hang on to it, and we do have a flag on the play. And it's going to be against the Red Wolves because they're talking with the Sultan Turk captain making his decision on if he would like to accept or decline this penalty.
I think you put him back 15 yards.
All right, that's going to...
Doug Dalton is back on the broadcast. Welcome back, Doug.
And there we go. Appreciate that. Michael Moss's grandparents.
Yes.
From Battleground. Welcome.
They won't let me log in to the stream, so I can't type. They want me to talk instead.
We're paying you the big money to talk, Brian. Not
Hey,
to type.
Coach Pops, Coach Wright's old coach and mentor is on the stream right now. Welcome, Coach Pops.
There we go.
I wonder if he's any relation. 4th
down and 24. So long ways to go, and they're going to punt. And snap comes back. Punt is away.
That's a decent hang time.
Decent hang time, not a lot of distance. Fielded. Oh, it's fumbled and recovered by the Red Wolves. I heard a whistle, but then we do have a penalty flag back on the 10-yard line on this one, Brian. So he did heard that appeared that the ball was dead, but then immediately fumbled the ball. It was landed on by the Red Wolves player. So we got that issue, plus we got a flag back here. So we're just going to have to sort this whole thing out, see once the dust settles what we got. Oh, that's roughing the punter. Oh, that's a big that's a big penalty right there. So instead of getting the ball on your opponent's 45-yard line, you give them a first down going the other direction. We're going to have to remember that. That could be a key point here in this game. Obviously, time will tell.
Ryan Fox is watching down in San Francisco with the Ryan Fox version of Ryan Fox Fun Facts, which I fully enjoy. Wendy's is 50, A&W Root Beer turns 100, and Frozen 2 and Toy Story 4 come out next year. And me and his sister Lori graduate next year, 2019 in May. Congratulations on that, Ryan. You and your sister.
All right, so after that key penalty, that roughing the punter penalty, the Turks turn it back over to the Red Wolves. First down and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line.
Yeah.
And they're marching off that penalty right now. We'll reset the sticks and we'll start all over.
Yeah, that's a tough, you want to go out and establish yourself defensively, and you go out and you have that. I thought they were a little close. I thought
just a little over anxious there.
I thought they came really close to blocking. I mean, they didn't come really close, but they were pretty close to blocking that. That's all right.
Hand off and stacked up immediately. There is number 44.
Oh,
Frederick Reed.
Sultan Turk football legend James Dodd on the broadcast, everybody. Watching from Texas.
And we welcome all of you near and far here to TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan athletics. Second down, 2nd and 11, loss of 1 on that first play there. Ball sits on the 32-yard line for the Red Wolves. Oh, I think we may have jumped. Yeah, we got it.
We gave him 5 there.
Yep. And just a little soon there on the left end for the Turks. Got into the neutral zone prior to the snap.
So Papa Dodd is down to watch James Dodd play this weekend, I would assume, because he's down in San Antonio.
That's a great thing about high school football, Brian. It's just really an institution. Even long after people leave, there's just that connection with your school, whether it be a high school or college or whatever it is, of continuing to want to just keep in touch with what's going on there, even though you maybe have been long since separated. And the middle.
Now I think next is where our defensive backs are going to get tested a little bit.
So far, the defensive line has looked good in
The
stopping the
defensive
run.
line has looked good, but they've been open in the seam. And if the quarterback had been accurate or he hadn't hit him in the hands last time, we wouldn't have had to punt.
So thus far, Ryan, I really haven't seen a lot from the running game that's been too awful creative. It's been pretty straight ahead type stuff for the Red Wolves. They have not been successful thus far in opening up. Now it's toss over the right side, but again, Turks quickly react, and a whole swarm of them come up quick and make the stop.
A whole pack of Turks.
What do we call a group of Turks? We got to come up with
Marcus Smith, welcome to the broadcast.
And Marcus, a Red Wolves fan. We welcome all fans of all pursuits here. However, I have to apologize in advance for my co-host. He might be a little jaded at times, little slighted. Hashtag Turks first, right?
Oh,
Brian?
I am a homer all the way.
That punt got away clean. No roughing on that one. And nice hang time. And down to the 27 where the Turks will take over first and 10.
But, you know, I also appreciate a good player when I see them.
Certainly do. Remember our friend from Vashon last 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
The kid was everywhere, man.
Yes.
He was everywhere.
They should have just hiked the ball. They should have just hiked the ball straight to him.
I know. It was amazing. He was everywhere.
But he was playing center. Maybe he could have hit.
He was the punter, and then he'd go down and make the tackle on the guy receiving the punt. He was all over the place.
Man. You know, we have a very large contingent of our viewers right now are from Cedarcrest, and as always, welcome to the broadcast.
Welcome.
Webster, it's going to be a keeper around the corner.
And
he still throws it.
Pulls up.
Almost picked off.
Almost intercepted. Well covered by the Red Wolves. Incomplete.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Billy Cutter. You're welcome.
All right, it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Turks.
She was agreeing with you that I'm a homer.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't a hard one to figure out.
He or she.
Yeah. I have to keep you in check. You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm just here to do a little quality control. All right. Oh, we do have a flag over there also, too,
We
Brian.
have some laundry.
Looks like it's going to be against the Red Wolves as the officials getting ready to step off penalty here.
Well, it's of the 15-yard variety, so guess what?
Trot, and first down, move the chains.
Maybe a little roughing the passer. That's a tough call when it looks like he's running the boot. And
it is when he's rolling out.
He's a boot to the boot.
Yeah, when he's rolling out, that is tough as a defensive player just to stop and pull up and not, try to put a lick on somebody. Not trying to injure anybody, but that's just the nature of this game is when you see somebody with the ball. Your job is to go tackle that person. Oh, they read that one well, and that's a loss of about 4, I would say, on that one.
You know what? You remember that. You remember that, and you run that again later, and you fake it to him, and the quarterback bootlegs around. I run that with Wilson on Madden all the time.
Do you?
When they're keying on my run. So that just makes me an expert. You know that, right?
Everything translates from Madden to the real thing. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Madden is life, you guys.
All right. So we're looking at 2nd and about 15 for the Turks. Ball sits on their own 36-yard line.
They're going to blitz.
Oh, that's the pursuit. We had people moving all over the place.
Laundry everywhere.
Guys, you got to be stationary when they snap the ball. You can't. This is not the CFL. This is not Canadian football where we can have 2 people in motion at the same time.
I guess I'm still supposed to be. I got too many things.
You watch Canadian football, and it just
drives you
nuts. There's too many people moving. It's like, that's a penalty. It's like, no, it's not a penalty. It's just too many people moving
around. We got a timeout for the Turks coming up.
All right, timeout here with 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the first.
I guess at 2nd and 21 would be a good place to call that,
Yeah, Turks leading 7-0 against the visiting Red Wolves. I see executive producer Diamond Dave Moon has stepped into the booth. Dave, how are we doing out there? Everything going good with the broadcast? technology. We're getting Dave Moon on here to try to give us some explanation of the difficulties that we had last week that have been rectified, right, David?
Hey, I think we're doing good, guys.
I think we're doing good.
I think it's looking like a good stream out there, don't you think?
Well, you know, we already hit 40 live viewers at one point.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, sorry, I had to turn myself down.
Oh, okay, there we go.
And we have people watching from San Francisco and Montana and Nebraska and Nevada.
Right.
And Gold Bar and Sultan. I mean, we've got them all over the place right now.
Hey, I got told, shout out to the Everett Herald. Zach at the Everett Herald's watching us tonight.
Well, Zach at the Everett Herald, shout out to you for being part of the prep sports scene here at the great Snohomish County.
And we do appreciate the coverage that they provide. They provide really good coverage. I know that in the mornings, it's log on to the website, kind of catch up on those.
What do you guys think of that view right now on the camera?
That looks good. Dave Moon getting down on field level there.
We're
Turks back to throw. Jensen Webster and incomplete. Well covered there on the play.
We're still working out the fine details. And
is that right?
So well, just for anybody that's your first time, we are all volunteers. None of us get paid, although I am negotiating for a chair with my name on it.
Now wait, Brian gets a big
oh,
contract.
Great! See what you just started?
Okay, hold that thought, Brian. Back to action here. Back to action. Third down for the Turks. Split backs. Jensen Webster back to pass. Throws it up deep. Well covered and incomplete. Batted away by number 84 for the Red Wings. Okay, Brian, back to you.
That's all right. I'm just going to say Paul Hamilton's now watching from the top of Mount Index.
The top of Mount Index.
Yeah, the top of Mount
Index. From the top of Mount Index. Fourth down, Turks will be in some punting.
I agree. All high schools should do this. I would love to open my own business and just go around every Friday night and do a different school every single Friday.
Traveling road show, huh?
Absolutely.
There you go.
But they'd have to pay me to do that. And you know how I feel.
And quick kick. And nice punt, but it's signaled for a fair catch on the 45-yard. That's going to be 35-yard line. First down for the Red Wolves. All right, so second opportunity to see the Red Wolves on offense. Turks score first. And lead 7-0.
I remember that graduation, Ryan Fox, and it was pouring down rain.
All right. So, Dave, we've got everything. The stream looks good. So, what other sort of, you got any big surprises on tap for us tonight?
Are we still in the first quarter?
Just our field cam. We are still in the first quarter. Just our field cam.
Field cam, that's good.
Our field cam is new tonight. We're still working out the bugs on that. But,
yeah,
I was just telling everybody, that we're all volunteers.
Oh, there we go.
Despite
and incomplete.
Despite everything these guys say, we don't get paid for being here.
Well, none of the rest of us do. We all have to make do with the scrap.
We have
left
a
over.
We have a broadcasting club here that meets after school.
Yep.
And they are the blood and soul and sweat and tears of TurkPride.tv. And then of course there's people like me who am addicted to going on the air and talking to Dan Pollard over here and talking about sports.
That's right.
It's my forum to actually talk about sports.
Two big guys talking football.
Yeah,
all right,
absolutely.
We're back to action here. Cedarcrest, 2nd and 10. Again, ball sits on the 30 or on the 34-yard line. Quarterback in shotgun formation. Snap, quick slant to number 20, complete. He breaks free. Oh, he's going to go all the way, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he missed. Boy, nice quick hitting slant there. And touchdown for number 20 of the Red Wolves. So just that quick. As quickly as the Turks struck on their first drive, Cedarcrest strikes on their second drive here to potentially tie this thing up.
It was a little quicker. Now
that was quick.
And he hit him. He hit him in the same.
Yep.
And it was just a matter of time.
Yep.
You keep seeing that over and over and over again.
Just hit him right between the DBs and the linebackers, and once he got past that first guy, it was all the way to the house.
That's an adjustment. That's an adjustment the Turks defensive backfield is going to have to make.
And I know you touched on that in the open as far as the DBs. So
Flagstaff, Arizona, Victoria Vega, welcome to the broadcast.
TAT upcoming. Snap, set, kick, up, and good. And we find ourselves tied with 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. 7-7 here in Sultan. So just that quick. We're back tied.
Turks, you know what? The Turks could very easily, it could be 14-7 right now. They just got to get out of their own way.
I think that both teams, there's a potential that that both teams will continue to, make this an interesting scoring affair as we move on, because both defenses have shown that they can give up some big plays. So, David, I know that we've got fall sports are in full swing here now. So we've got what else? What other broadcasts do we have going on TV here?
First of all, I got to say thanks to you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, our semi-pros, this would be a very boring stream, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think we've got a pretty good game here. We're just trying to keep the seats warm. But anyway.
So let's see. What else we got going on? We got soccer going on, girls soccer, and girls volleyball. Yeah, both double header on Tuesday.
It looks like we have a Saturday soccer game coming up, or volleyball game coming up.
I think that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
The 22nd.
And that's your lovely bride, the talented Jen Moon, on that broadcast, correct?
Yep. Jen Moon and Dale Sorgen and Maddie Jeffries is doing volleyball.
I'm glad to see Maddie Jeffries is getting involved. She is, if you haven't seen her public service announcements she does, they are absolutely...
She's just spot on.
She's spot on. For her age, the maturity and the pacing of her voice and how she can hold herself in front of the camera is just fantastic. So we wish her the best.
Billy Cutter, it's going to be a wild ride tonight. It's going to be a wild ride. We are up for a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited. Not to say that you don't like to win 55-0, but I think close games are a lot more fun to watch.
It makes our job a lot easier when they're close.
Yeah, trying to keep people's interest when it's 55-0 is the challenge. Trust me, a challenge for experienced broadcasters, much less you and I, right?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Squirrel.
All right, and the kick from number 11.
Mr. Saylor, bring this to the house.
All right. And Taylor gets through the first level and dropped down at about the 27-yard line. First and 10 for the Turks.
Oh, look at that. That was a cool streak. That was a cool angle on that kickoff.
I believe that's your son video producing out there.
Oh. No, that would be producer extraordinaire Jason Atkins.
Yes, utility man, producer extraordinaire Jason Atkins. You just plug him in anywhere. Just plug him in.
And he goes.
Just plug him in. Any sport, any time,
anywhere. This is his 5th year producing.
He's a 5th year producer.
He started in 8th grade.
Is he like a... is that intercepted? That is intercepted, it looks to be, Brian. Oh. So interception by the Red Wolves here, and quickly...
Well, we got some flag. We got some laundry.
Flag in the background, in the backfield, I'm sorry. Sitting at about the 29-yard line. But the ball was well underthrown, and the DB basically was just able to kind of key on it. It's against the Turks. They're going to decline that and take the football. So again, mistakes. We'll come back to kill you.
It's got to get out of their way.
Got to
get out of their own way.
We had
sooner or later, you got to go with what your strength is.
Yeah, I have not seen them really attempt to run the ball a lot tonight, Ryan, and that was such a huge part of their game against Vashon 2 weeks ago.
You just watch their defensive line; they are keying in on the run.
Oh yeah, they've watched that film, and they know that the two big backs for the Turks were the key really in generating it and the engine that drove that offense 2 weeks ago. So they definitely have practiced and are keying on Phillips and Ford. All right, ball just short of the mid stripe here, about the 49-yard line. Red Wolves find themselves 2nd and 5. Just under 5 minutes now remaining in the first quarter. A long first quarter. And piled up by a whole host of Turks there. No gain. Pack of Turks. Pachyderm. Well, you gotta figure out what a group of Turks we call them.
Turkeys? No.
Now, Dave. That is Diamond Dave.
True story. When we moved here 10 years ago, my daughter was going to be a 9th grader. And watch this, and I'll share this story. Anyway, so we were moving there, and I said the high school. I said the mascot, they're called the Turks. I said that's short for turkeys. And she goes, I said their colors are brown and orange, and she goes, I don't look good in brown. That's what she was most concerned about, that she didn't look good in brown.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I told her that I said the school rally cry was. I still tease her about that to this day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, her response was she was just look at me like, Dad, I just don't look good in brown.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
I love
Columbia
you.
blue,
I love you, Kate. I love you.
Columbia blue and royal blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about 5 years ago, there was a picture circulating the internet, and it was our wall over there that said "Home of the Turkeys," and it was posted on Facebook. So I go and I pull up the security video. I'll finish it after this play.
Okay, here we go. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 7-7 tie here. Ball at the 49-yard line. The Red Wolves find themselves sitting in a 3rd and 5. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Quick snap. And, ooh, very similar to that one that was a touchdown not too long ago, but falls incomplete.
Well,
now you find yourself right
they had
at
it.
midfield.
They had it defended high and low. I mean, they above, and behind, and underneath. They had it defended. So he had to really dig in there.
All right, they're going to go back in punting formation. And boom. And fair caught at the 21-yard line, where the Turks will find themselves 1st and 10 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and the score all tied at 7. Hey, Brian, I was looking on an article today on MSN, and it was really cool. It had the 50, what they consider the 50 coolest helmets in college football. There's some really cool helmets. I was flipping through these. Some of them I knew and recognized, and some I didn't. It's like, some of these are really cool. The artwork stuff is really, really cool.
It wasn't me. It
Dave
wasn't
Moon
me,
brings
guys.
the fun.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, well, this is sports entertainment. I tell people that this is sports entertainment. This is and quick
hitter,
little screen there. No, I tell people on all of our broadcasts, if you come looking for hardcore sports, you've come to the wrong place.
Look at that angle right there. Did you
We
see
have
that? That
good
looks
sports, but we like to have fun at the same time. Yeah, the broadcast looks great tonight, Dave. Kudos to you and all this. That's awesome. That's a great shot right there. That field level shot is awesome.
So I'm going to finish my story here. So
Yes.
I pulled the security cameras from the weekend that happened, and comes walking into the campus is a young man, obviously his wife and their young child, and they come walking up, and they look up there, and you can see he's got this poster in his hand, and he's trying to hang it, and he can't quite get up there. So he leaves his wife and child, walks away, comes back 5 minutes later.
Ooh, almost intercepted. Okay, keep going.
He comes back 5 minutes later with a ladder, and he tapes the turkeys, the IES right there, or YS right there, YS right there, and then pulls the ladder away, takes a picture, puts the ladder back up, takes his poster down, and walks off campus. No harm, right? No harm, no foul.
I guess he didn't damage anything,
No,
right?
no. And the poster matched the font perfectly.
I mean,
and size.
You can't Photoshop that? No,
Yeah.
but hey,
No, he did it the old-fashioned way.
I think he
did
was
old
from.
school.
He must have been from one of our rivals, like Granite Falls.
Oh. And we'll have the Tigers coming.
They're
up here
coming
later
back
this
this year.
They're
Black and
coming
Blue Bowl.
back. They're Black and Blue
Seeking
Bowl.
revenge from our overtime 2-point conversion at the
Yes.
end.
Wow, what an exciting game that was. And up to Phillips. Oh, we got a flag flies in there late from the back judge. So I'm looking at the schedule, Brian, and the Turks get to take a bit of a road trip next week. We get to go to Friday Harbor. Friday Harbor to play. I'm not even sure what Friday Harbor's school name is, but that's a long
Probably
trip.
the Starfish or something.
Could be. I mean, anytime you try to catch a Washington State ferry on a Friday, that's an excursion. That is an excursion, especially to the San Juan Islands.
Hopefully somebody remembers to make a reservation, right?
They'll probably have to leave like on Thursday to get there by Friday night.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, the legends of of school administration being aired on the air.
Oh, really? Yes. All right. 2nd and 12 for the Turks. Split backs. Jensen Webster back. Throws deep. But well covered. Incomplete. Now, Brian, like I said, we've touched on it already. I'm just really surprised of this I would call them over-reliance on the pass and deep passes. I mean, there's not been short hitters. These have been more kind of wing it out there and go for the gusto type passes. So I think that's something, as this game moves on, you may have to look at establishing some more balance, establishing that run game, which was so effective 2 weeks ago, and then mixing in that pass. But right now, for me, I'm seeing a little bit of over-reliance on the pass and deep passes that thus far, other than the one that was early on, have not been very successful. Webster back pass again, evades the rush. Oh, but he comes back. The first guy that he evaded circled back around and got him. That was number 33.
Gonna have to punt now, guys.
Shad Mills, number 33 on the sack. And 4th and a bunch, so they're going to have to get back into punting formation. And the Red Wolves were going to come away with some pretty good field position on this. Their up back is sitting right now at about the 40-yard line. Oh, that's a good kick, though. Punches it out, fields it on the fly.
That's behind the back. You got to throw that. Yeah, it's coming back. They're going to have that ball on about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to negate what was a nice return there by the Red Wolves with that block in the back. So we'll pick that one up. We'll clarify that that's indeed what is happening. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the first, still tied 7-7.
So when I lived in Idaho and was going to college, I supplemented my income, which was zero, with refereeing and umpiring and basketball and football, and I did a lot of high school C team games and things like that. So I learned how to see all these penalties, and I was at a couple of I was in the 9 overtime game between Bothell High School and Pasco back in 2006.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And every time the flags would go down or the rules, people needed an interpretation of the rules, the whole section would all turn to me and say, okay, what's going to happen next? Or what did you see? So I think that's where my announcing play-by-play came from.
There we go. All right. Oh, and we got a sack. And he's down. Very short drop there, tried to get the ball out, hesitated slightly, and Turks were able to converge.
That looks like Josh Ford in a host
and
of
make a play. 2.5 minutes remaining still here in the first period. This has been a long first period.
That was a heck of a punt. Under the duress that he was under to get that thing out. So we are still in the. No, this is not a snail game. This is a football game. And we are still in the first quarter.
It is. It's been a very a lot of penalties. A lot of penalties.
It's like we're at a Seahawks game with all the penalties.
Penalties, incomplete passes, lots of stopping of the clock is what's led to this very lengthy first period here. And
nice job going for the ball there.
And barely, still short of the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and about 11 or 12.
Some nice job by Rudolfo over there, keeping contained and also still making the tackle.
So Dave, any other big surprises on the near horizon here for TurkPride.tv, things that you want to do here this school year?
Oh boy. I'm just jazzed we're up and running, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's a good start. That's a good start.
We haven't even had a club meeting yet.
No club meetings yet?
No club meetings yet. These are all last year's members.
The holdovers from last year.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're all going to be members again this year.
I was just commenting earlier. Well, this is Jason's 5th year of producing.
Yeah, he was our middle school mascot there.
Yeah. So is he like a redshirt producer? Is that what he is? He's in his fifth year senior as a producer. Did he redshirt his freshman year?
No, he was in 8th grade, and I said, Jason, I need a producer tonight, and he would come and do it. This was in the infancy when I first started. I would bring him with me, and he would come and do it.
It's amazing, you know, like you said, looking back at how things have changed, and Davis, a lot of this credit obviously goes to you, but just you know, improving and adding to and so forth. I mean, do you remember back what you were working with when you first started this thing?
Wow.
A shoestring was that was like an exaggeration.
You never would have guessed we got video over that shoestring.
It's like 2 tin cans tied together with a string.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Big third down coming up.
Oh, and deflected. Batted down by number 77.
Yeah, that's one of the decent boys.
Number 77 gets big paw and knocks that ball down.
Get those hands up, guys.
Fourth
Good
down.
job.
So far, very competitive game.
I noticed you were going to write that down, and then you changed your mind.
I started just trying to write highlights down, and then I got lost in the broadcast.
He just gets carried away. He starts looking at those comments over there, and he just loses his focus.
I like talking to all the people from wherever they're at.
Boom. And
Oh,
he
no,
fumbles
live
it, but he
ball.
gets it back, drops back, and breaks a couple of tackles. Ooh, and a nice shoestring tackle by number 26 there for the Red Wolves. And it's going to be first down. Off
Very
of the 34.
fortunate. Turks are very fortunate. Caden Hardwick is back to take that. We're very fortunate. They didn't move the ball
Wow.
on
Did you
that.
see that shot?
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah. That is your video producer cutting videos on the fly.
That was a great shot right there.
Yeah, we're just getting you some great shots here tonight. I hope you really are enjoying this because this is a lot goes into getting this put together.
Yeah, Derek's been watching us since the beginning.
Absolutely.
He got addicted
Derek
to
is
this.
Our #1 fan.
Breaks tackle.
Ooh,
and then,
that was a tough hit.
And then hit right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
But just, you know, that is going to set up for the play action pass for later. And you got to keep running the ball.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the key for the Turks is they've got to keep them honest, run the ball, make them play the run, or think that is an option because they really have, I wouldn't say divorced themselves or gone away from it completely, but they sure haven't relied on it like they did a couple of weeks ago.
Are you saying
when they
run the ball on 2nd down on the 1 yard line? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, probably a good idea. There we go. That's what we're looking for.
See, you want to get in those 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5s. It makes it a whole.
It really does. If you can get in those situations, 3rd and short.
Tanya Lagme on the broadcast.
45, Brian. We're getting. I don't know. Triple
Look at
digits
that.
gonna
Look
be
at
tough.
that photo, and that's just incredible.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice shot there.
We're seeing things on a little bit delay here.
Yeah, but they hear us when. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're
Yeah, so
absolutely right.
I'm commenting on video shots after they happen. Sorry, I get excited.
No.
I should get you guys the live stream in here again. Remember when I used to pump the live stream or
Yes.
the live cameras in here?
Yes.
I'll do that again.
Well, I like the delay because then I can go back and watch what happened.
Oh, that's true, huh?
I think I'd rather have that. Of course,
Well, when we're in our facility across the way there, we'll have all the cameras there, all
That
the
is
the
correct.
screens for you.
Yeah, that facility, Dave. I've heard about it. Heard about it for several years. I've heard about
You've
it.
seen pictures.
I have.
I have a pink elephant now.
I think you should take a picture and we'll tape it right here on the window so we can look at it and imagine that we're in our nice new home.
Imagination.
Yeah, way to give me a
All
hard
right, so
time with it.
you know what? We are now,
We made
believe it or not, we made it to the 2nd quarter.
43 minutes later.
43-minute first quarter.
We're going to be here till about 10:30 at the rate we're going.
I don't think I have ever been involved with a quarter that has gone that long.
Yeah, it was very lengthy. Lengthy for a number of reasons. Number one, high number of penalties. Number two, a lot of pass attempts that fell incomplete. Just a lot of things that really stopped the clock a lot. So we'll see how the 2nd quarter goes. I think if the Turks are going to establish that run game, we'll get that clock moving a little bit faster as well too. But great game so far. Very evenly matched teams. Big plays on both sides.
They're not gonna blitz.
Yep, pulls up. Oh, receiver was not looking. The timing there was off and fell incomplete. And so now we're back to 4th and 5 for the Turks.
Tanya, that's really cool. You're watching from Hawaii.
Wow.
Hopefully you guys are safe and out of the tropical storms that are going on in that area.
You know, if I was in Hawaii, I don't think I'd be spending time listening to you and I, but that's just me.
It's fourth down. Is he going to quick hit this?
Oh, no, they're going to go for it.
And
he gets it. First down.
First down, Turks.
Caught right at the mid-stripe.
Check that out.
That's a gutsy call right there, because if that had been unsuccessful, the Red Wolves would have got it in excellent field position, but the gamble pays off, and the Turks move the sticks and take it to first down from the 50-yard line.
Well, I think field position is very important here, and the defense has been doing real well. That's a gamble right there.
It is.
It's a real gamble right there, but, you know, they've been setting up to do that the whole time.
4 wides, and they run it up the middle. And Fleming for 2, 2nd and 8. And again, we'd like to welcome all of our viewers that are joining us here on TurkPride.tv via YouTube. TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. And we welcome again our viewers from Cedarcrest, and obviously our fans, longtime Turk fans that are joining us from around the globe via the World Wide Web. Oh,
that's going to give them 5.
That's encroachment. Jumping into the neutral zone there. So Dave Noon's back with us, producer extraordinaire. It's kind of nice, you know, when you got a whole crew, you don't really have much to do.
Oh my gosh, I love being bored.
You just gotta stand around.
Part of me says I should go home and watch this on my big screen.
You know, Dave, we do talk about this, and we talk about this a lot, is that, again, this is a student-driven production. It's the work of yourself and the kids that make this happen. We'll take a break here and watch this play. And quick hit, makes a break, gets through, breaks another tackle, and Sailor with about a 17-18.
Sailor with a sails on down.
That's right. Sail away, sail away.
Sails away to a first down.
So Dave, how long does it take you to set up, take the crew to set up from the time you arrive at the stadium to be ready for a broadcast?
I prefer an hour and a half.
Okay.
We've done it in as little as 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which you would prefer not to have to do it.
I would prefer not to have to do it that way. Yep.
I totally understand. First down for the Turks. Oh, he just wasn't looking when that snap came through, and that's a big loss. Quarterback just was not ready. I think there was a miscommunication, and the snap count was off, and the quarterback was just not ready, and the ball squirted right past him. Fortunately, he was able to recover and land on it, but that's a big 5, 10, 15, about 17-yard loss there for the Turks. So it's going to be second and about 30.
Second and a while.
Yeah, that's a long. Second and 29 is not. That's not the situation you like to find yourself in. So the Turks, like we said, next week make a trip all the way to the San Juan Islands to beautiful Friday Harbor and take on them in another non-league. So we haven't gotten to the actual league. You know, we're still kind of these non-league, aka preseason type games. And,
well, this is a
we'll
good.
We'll get the ones that count here pretty soon.
This is a good test for the Turks. You know,
it is. It's good.
Cedarcrest is usually has more numbers.
Right.
Usually a little bit bigger. Lately, the Turks have been able to to come out on the winning side, but it fluctuates. And I've been a part of coached some teams that went up to Cedarcrest and came out on a very bad score.
Yes. And like you said, Cedarcrest traditionally has a very strong sports program.
So I love this. Look what Derek did. Diamond Moon. That's right. Diamond Moon.
Diamond Dave Moon. That's correct. Producer extraordinaire here in the booth with us. Isaiah Phillips on the carry. And now it's only 3rd and 3/4 of a mile instead of 2nd and a mile. 3rd and 25 from the Cedarcrest 48-yard line, 48-yard line. Jensen Webster, shotgun formation, single step back. And he rolls to his right, evades the tackler, stops, throws, and incomplete. Well defensed by number 11 there for the Red Wolves. And now they're going to find themselves in a punting situation at 4th and 25.
When Cedarcrest was here warming up, one of their drills was hitting the ball out of the receiver's hands.
Huh?
And they did it again and again and again.
They've done a nice job other than that one long pass. I mean, they've done an excellent job in defending the pass here throughout this game.
Chicken dinner. Yes, that was Black and Blue Bowl against Granite Falls.
Quick kick. And field
get to it, get to it!
Oh, it recovers.
Oh.
Wow, that was dangerous, but was recovered by the Red Wolves player. So, Brian, you mentioned earlier that you were an official that had officiated a number of games. So therefore, that's why you have such a high respect and regard for our officials, isn't that right? Brian, because you were one of those people, especially in basketball. I love the high regard that Brian has for all of our officials.
Hashtag Turks first.
Brian, you catch your tongue there, Brian? We'll move on.
Yeah, please do.
We'll move on.
It's not basketball season. Right?
It's not, but it'll be here right around the corner. I know, get you worked up already there, big guy.
There's a reason I retired from refereeing basketball.
Hand off to number 20 on the right, breaks the tackle, still in field. Oh, nice tackle there, the Turk player, and brings it down just over the 20-yard line. Sailor on tackle for the Turks, going to bring up 2nd and 4 from about the 20-yard line.
So when's the whiteout, guys? Is that the next home game?
Yes, the 28th, 27th, something like that. 2 weeks. And he's running all over the place. Yes, 2 weeks. We've got Friday Harbor next week. And the whiteout game, Dave, do you have it in front of you?
I do not.
We'll find it here. We'll find it.
Oh, I printed you guys the schedule, though.
Oh, there we go. Fall home games. Brian Atkinson, what a guy here. He's got this.
You know what?
I can't really see it.
Oh, that's too bad. It's a first down for the Red Wolves.
South Whitby. Game will be against South Whitby. First and 10, 32 for the Red Wolves. Still knotted up 7-7 here, just under 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Handoff reverse, breaks a tackle, but
nice tackle.
read well by the Turks.
Isaiah Phillips. Isaiah Phillips making it happen.
Yeah, nice play by Phillips. All right, we're bringing up schedule here. So yes, next week at Friday Harbor on the 21st. The following week, the 28th against South Whitby at Sultan High School. That will be the whiteout game. Let's see if we can find the rest of it there. Second down at about 14.
Pass the ball into the seam here. Nope, it's going to be another reverse.
No, he's going to run it around the right. Breaks open. Number 20 gets an open field. He's got just one man to beat. That's Phillips, I believe. And he throws him down, but not after a long gain by the Red Wolves.
The corner missed the tackle on that.
All right, so yes, remaining games for the Turks. So it's going to be the 21st at Friday Harbor, 22nd home against South Whitby for the whiteout game. And then they go to Coopville on the 5th of October. And the Black and Blue Bowl, the 12th against Granite Falls here at home. They'll be at Kings on the 19th of October, and finishing things up last game of the season, regular season, on the 26th against Cedar Park Christian Senior Night here at Sultan High School, October the 26th.
Well, with 6:45 left to go here in the second quarter.
in a second quarter that's moving much more rapidly than the first quarter.
Yeah,
did.
well,
Yes. First quarter was very long.
lot less flags and a lot less.
Incomplete passes.
Yes.
Yes. More running
However,
and less penalties.
Momentum is now switching towards the Red Wolves a little bit.
I think so. The Red Wolves are starting to move the ball a little bit. Defensively, they've toughened up from that initial quick hitter. That gave up that early score to the Turks, and I think since then they've kind of righted themselves and shook off that initial. .647 remaining here in the second period. Still knotted up at 7-7. Red Wolves are getting closer to that red zone, and handoff up the middle, and that's just a very short gain, a couple yards to bring about 2nd and 9. Beautiful night tonight, just absolutely gorgeous. I understand it's going to be pretty wet this weekend, starting tomorrow and Sunday. But tonight, beautiful night for football here under the lights at Sultan High School. And here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. Brian, anything exciting over there on the comments from our viewers?
Well, we're complaining about our post again. And
Oh,
I'm not talking about Facebook.
I see the silver square object that's in the middle of your camera, right?
It's called a metal post. It keeps our stadium up.
The roof over our head. It's kind of important. We realize that it can be an impediment to you viewing at home, but it is kind of important.
Well, when we do get our new press box, we won't have the post to deal with it.
We will not.
New press box. I've heard about that before. I've heard about that for some time.
On occasion, I'll mention.
I heard.
I think it's a myth.
I heard it's the white whale.
Well, you know what Elena told me? She goes, I was a freshman when you mentioned that first. She's a senior this year?
Oh, I was saying she graduated 2 years ago. Now we are working, have had commissioned a new press box for TurkPride.tv. It's been in process for quite some time, but it'll happen. It will. Dave promises me it'll happen.
I promise you
Dave,
it will happen.
Before I retire?
Well, let's not get carried away.
I'm not getting any younger, David, all right?
Yeah, we're going to throw the ball to the seam here.
It's going to number 20. He's hanging it out there. Oh, that's going to be interference.
Yeah,
that's interference.
That's coming out.
Yep. He didn't turn to look back at the ball, Brian. He just played the receiver and didn't play the ball. Yep, that one was pretty easy to call. It was completely out there with the referee had a good vantage point on that one, so that was a good call. Against the Turks, that one hurts. That's
Richard Sherman gets away with it all the time.
Yeah.
No, he would have gone.
Yeah, that one he never did turn back to look at the ball.
The good news is it's only a 10-yard penalty in high school.
Correct. It's not. In the NFL, that would have put the ball at the point of the infraction. So just under 5 minutes now remaining, and the Red Wolves are knocking on the door here.
Knocking on heaven's door. So now, in your spare time.
Yes. My spare time. Yes.
You work for the Sultan School District.
I do. That is my day job. And handoff up the middle. Yes, I am the Director of Finance, actually, for the district is my official title. Director of Fiscal Services, actually, is my official title. So this is my creative outlet because I spend my day doing spreadsheets and staring at a computer screen and all kinds of really boring.
Wearing his warm-rimmed glasses with the tape in the center.
Boring stuff.
So you understand the accounting concepts quite well.
Yes, it's a job requirement.
Watching from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Oh, I bet it's beautiful down there tonight.
Wow, what a place to be.
Yeah, it is a beautiful part of the country.
Well, I'm taking financial accounting in pursuit of my business.
There you go.
My business bachelor's degree in business.
Well, welcome to the finance world.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah.
Fourth down here, guys. Fourth down and about 4 for the Red Wolves. Big play here for the Turks. Throws it over the middle. Caught! Oh, and touchdown. Number 20. Quick strike for the Red Wolves. Tyler Gray. So Gray has had a good game thus far for the Red Wolves. And just like that.
I told you before the game started. Hopefully I was wrong.
Defensive back?
How our defensive backs play. And I'm not saying, he was open on the post on that. And hopefully that doesn't make us start throwing the ball.
All right. We're having a little, noticing a little exchange down here on the sidelines. Jensen Webster, the quarterback for the Turks, and one of the coaches are kind of having a very serious discussion down there. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but the young man doesn't seem to be too happy right now. So, and the coach is basically telling him, "Son, this is the way it is. I'm the coach." And all right. So the PAT is good. It's 14-7 now. Turks trailing after that quick strike right on the first play of the game. The Turks have, Cedarcrest has kind of settled in and starting to assert themselves both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So we'll see what brings here with about 4 minutes remaining until halftime if the Turks can get the ball and get back on the board.
Oh, hey, we have a moment for we do have sponsors here, Windmill Espresso Kickoff coming
We
up.
do, yes we do. Windmill Espresso Kickoff.
You gonna talk about those sponsors there, Brian?
Oh, I'm working on it.
There you go. He just leaving you hanging.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
It's what we call the tease in the industry, right? Just the tease. All you get is the name. Nothing
Hey, and don't forget, after the next 4 minutes, we have our world famous Sultan Turk marching band coming out here. We will be bringing it to you in all its glory.
All right.
If Dan's going to take a break, I'll probably sit here and watch my daughter wave her arms.
Yes, exactly. You gotta watch your daughter. So.
That's right. She's a Grand Marshal, huh? Or
drum major.
Drum major.
Drum majorette. Yeah.
Come sail away.
Ooh.
Come sail away.
Oh.
Come sail away.
All right. So Jensen Webster trots back out. He had a little conversation there with his coach. Seems to be fine. And you gotta respect the young man who's got a lot of fire in his belly and wants to be out there and
you know what?
Contributing.
Nothing but love and props to that young man.
Yep.
Stepping up in a position, as a senior, stepping up in a position that, he's played it, but going into the summer, he was thinking he was going to have to switch positions.
Right. All right, so young Mr. Webster's going to be out there. Split backs. Snap, keeps the ball. That's a design keeper. And
we need to do more of that.
Surges his way ahead for about a gain of 9, almost 10. Close to a first down. It's going to bring up second short for the Turks. Under 4 minutes now remaining. Turks trailing 14-7.
That's good for a Sultan Turk. First down.
Yes.
Run it up the middle. And then next time, quarterback roll. Fake the handoff next time. I wonder if he said to them, hey, let's go do this. Oh, look at that. That didn't quite work the way.
Now, Brian, I just happened to jump on Max Preps, which I'll give props for. It's an excellent site to keep in touch with. South Whidbey, our next home opponent, is actually playing tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Wow, that's
They're playing
Saturday morning
against
game, huh?
Chelan at 11 a.m. and they will be at Sergeant
We
Field.
got
in
a Turk
Chelan.
down.
Oh, we do have a Turk down. Nope, but he got Yeah, he jumped back up, but he's hobbling. Definitely hobbling.
That's
Coach is just saying, take it slow. Just take it slow. So yeah, Chelan, the next opponent for the Turks, is playing. They did not play tonight. They played tomorrow.
Is that our aptly named quarterback that's on the ground?
I believe it is. Jensen Webster, I think, is. And South Whitby, them looking record are 2-0 so far. They have their third game again tomorrow. Let's take a look and see how our friends from the Tigers are
already played football.
South Whitby?
Well, let's find out who they
Correct. Let's go back. I have that here. They are 2-0. South Whitby has played Friday Harbor. They won 20-19. They're calling the Turks play next week. So South Whitby is 2-0. They beat Friday Harbor 20-19, and they beat Chimacum handily 49-6. And again, they play Chelan tomorrow. All right.
He has to go out.
Yeah,
for
Webster has to go out for at least one play. He says, I'm okay, coach. It's like, yeah, but you still got to go out for a play.
Oh, I don't think he's going back in. Not right away. He needs to get that taken care of.
That's a 15-yard penalty at the end of that play. First down for the Turks.
All right.
No, he's not happy.
And Phillips up the middle. Kind of looking at some of the other teams in
Caden Hardwick in there playing, taking a couple snaps.
in the couple of their conference games going on tonight. Granite Falls is playing Cahoya. Currently, they are trailing 9-0 here in the second quarter. 30-minute. Oh, they had a lightning delay in the game between Cahoya and Granite Falls. Handoff.
Oh!
That's Ford, I believe, isn't it?
Josh Ford.
Ford takes a tough hit there at the end, but
Built
good.
Ford tough.
He is. He's a hard runner. Very low to the ground.
I did it. I came up. That was
That was
awesome.
good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Built Ford tough. Anytime. Yeah, he's got his catchphrase. A catchphrase is born for Josh Ford.
Phillips off the left side. And we got a penalty.
We're going to have hold against the Turks here.
So, Brian, they're starting to integrate what we talked about. I'm happy to see some more running integrated to get to Ford and Phillips, and just start to pound it out.
Well, let's see. We're going to back this up 10 yards.
Beep, 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 beep. That's the backup. That's the backup beeper. We're backing it up. We're backing it up. Anything exciting going on over there on YouTube, Brian? I see some stuff.
Oh, we've got our usual assortment of
hijinks going on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate all of you spending some time here with us tonight on Friday night. Under the lights here at Sultan High School on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. And another yellow flag. Man alive. There's been laundry, yellow laundry all over the field tonight.
Yeah, please hit the like button and please go subscribe to TurkPride.tv, even if you never plan on coming back and watching us. We have 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Thanks for reminding me, Mr. Dodd. I wish we had a time clock on the screen for you, like they do.
First and 21, ball on the 32 for the Turks. Rolling out under pressure, and he goes down. Wow. That was a big, big loss there. Third and 35, Brian. That's not a good number.
Well,
minute and a half remaining here before halftime. And it's a keeper, design keeper, breaks through, still on his feet, and
Nothing wrong.
gets a chunk of it back.
You know, I would set up in a punt formation. Fake it. Well, thank you, Mr. Loftus. We aim to please.
And a minute, just under a minute now remaining here in the first half. We're going to have the Sultan High School Marching Band, Brian, at halftime, is that correct?
So, Sultan Turk Marching Band coming up at halftime.
And another design keeper there. And now it's fourth.
I would line up and throw it to the end zone, even if they intercepted it. I do that in Madden.
You do
Like I
that?
told you, Madden is life.
That's your marker for everything. That's your answer for everything, right, Brian? All right, fourth down. Turks going for it. Quarterback throws, and that's going to be incomplete.
Almost.
Well covered and batted down. Cedarcrest with 11 seconds remaining, 11 clicks on the clock. Will make their way on the field one more time here, and then we'll be at halftime. Okay, they'll probably take a little nail down and call it good.
Okay.
And what's been a lengthy first half.
Isaiah's number 44, Grandma. She's watching. He probably knows Grams is watching. If I get a chance to see him, I'll let him know.
I know. I could get a 32 ounce Buddha for $1.50.
Oh, and that is a kneel down, and so we're at halftime with the score, Sultan 7, Cedar Park 14. So we're going to take a little brief break. We're going to, I believe we'll stay live so people can enjoy
I'm going to stay and enjoy the field.
well, your daughter's out there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to. That's your responsibility as a dad. You got to do that stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Now she's on the flag
She
team.
is the drum major.
Drum major. Oh, I'm sorry, you did mention that earlier. So now, do they call it still a drum major or drum majorette? Or is that?
They just call it drum major.
Okay, that's like old school. I'm not thinking back to.
To your days in order.
Exactly.
That dates you a little bit, you know.
Yeah, so we don't call them like actors and actresses, and they're just all
No,
actors.
they're all actors.
They're all actors. They're all actors. Yes, my days in the Odin Cardinals, and then the Squally League, single A football. There you go. All right, well, I'm going to take a brief break. I know my esteemed colleague here, Mr. Atkinson, may stay on the broadcast, but he'll sit here and enjoy.
I'll be here taking your comments, guys, and sitting here being a dad.
All right, well, we'll see you back on the other side after the break with the Turks again trailing 14-7.
Tonight for your halftime entertainment, we have the Sultan High School Marching Band. The marching band is 50 members strong and is under the direction of Joe Sultan. The assistant director is Rosalind Santerre. Drum majors for the 2018-19 school year are J.D. Atkinson and Chris Ganish. Tonight the band will be playing the music of Bon Jovi, including Wanted Dead or Alive, You Give Love a Bad Name, and Living on a Prayer. They will be joined by members of the Wind Ensemble Quints. The band will participate in the Leavenworth Autumn Leaf Parade on September 29th and will compete for the Sunset Marching Band competition on October 27th and at the Veterans Day competition on November 10th. Please join the whole music department on November 6th for a fall concert. The Marching Turks would like to thank the Sultan Music Parents for all they do. If you'd like to support these fine musicians, go to sultanmusicparents.com.
All right, just got to mention, only at a small school. One of the drum majors still has his football pants on. Classic.
Thank you for not talking during the performance and supporting the efforts of these hard-working students. drum majors Chris Yanich and Jamie Atkinson. Is your band ready?
Said you definitely have a better sense of
Great Sky Valley. Please go by and support these great vendors and businesses, because guess what? Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts. We have Sky Valley Inc., providing the entire Turk Pride region with great polo shirts. Need custom screen printing or vinyl banners or lettering? Reach out to Kerry Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com or click the link on the banner at turkpride.tv. Sultan Youth Basketball, Sultan Turks Youth Basketball. Big thanks to the Sultan Youth Basketball. Without their support, we would have never gotten our brand new scoreboard. Their financial contribution helped cover the cost of installing our homemade scoreboard solution. Hey, if you guys had a chance to see our projection scoreboards, that's in Sultan. Those are pretty dang cool. Don't forget Windmill Espresso. As the first supporter of TurkPride.tv, the Windmill Espresso has always been there for our TurkPride.tv crew. Each game, we commentators on TurkPride.tv name a Windmill Espresso player of the game. That player receives a free drink of their choice at the Windmill Espresso. Sultan Chiropractic. Dr. Koppel has been serving the Valley for many years. Sponsoring TurkPride.tv is just one of the many community programs he has gotten behind. Everyone should be pain-free. Dr. Koppel is accepting new patients. Rico's Pizza and Gold Bar. Be sure to mention you saw this ad on TurkPride.tv.
We know where that is, don't we, Brian?
Yes, we do.
We drive by it every night.
Every night.
Every night and every morning.
Vic's Burger Shack. Be sure to mention you saw this ad on TurkPride.tv. PC Search and Rescue 911. Locally owned, knowledgeable, affordable, and dependable computer repair services. Serving Sultan Startup, Gold Bar, Monroe, and Index. House calls, in-shop, and anywhere in the USA by remote login. When you need help fast, call Bob Beeman. This is who Dave Moon recommends.
So we ended a little late. The weather has changed. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but the weather has changed dramatically since about 10 minutes ago. We have some lightning strikes there in the distance. I just saw another flash.
Yeah, well, we may be looking, if that. Yep, knew that was going to come. So
yeah,
hang on tight. Hey, we get bonus coverage of you and me on the air, Dan.
I apologize in advance to all of our viewers. Oh, so we're looking at a 30-minute delay. I saw, when I had checked Granite Falls and Clajoya, they had a 30-minute lightning delay tonight as well. So Coach Reilly was just showing me the radar. It's moved in from the south, I guess. It was a pretty aggressive cell that's just moved in, and so we're going to just take a 30-minute break, I guess.
Hey, well,
more time to, So all the teams are retreating back to the locker rooms as a safety precaution. We'll wait for this storm cell to pass, and we'll be back underway at some point.
Well, despite the fact that our Sultan Turk marching band was so awesome, and I of course am not biased at all.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. We have a football game going on. It's 14-7. Cedarcrest is up. It really could be either way. I mean, the Turks didn't get out of their own way soon enough, and the Red Wolves have been able to exploit a. I'm not going to call it a hole in the defense. I would just say a soft spot.
Right, and I think you're right. Is that the Turks came out? They really caught them by surprise on that quick pass there right at the beginning of the game. But since then, Cedarcrest has kind of settled in. Their defense is stiffened. Offense hasn't been spectacular, but they've consistently moved the ball, and they find themselves, they've clawed back from that 7-0 deficit to a 14-7.
And now we have a bit of a conundrum going on. So, Jensen Webster.
8:55, Brian. We just heard on the PA.
8:55.
We'll restart again at 8:55 if no other lightning strikes are in there. And it's the rain has already diminished somewhat. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian. Continue.
So anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know. Before I rudely interrupted you, I want to give our fans a weather update. Oh, I see a lightning strike over in the corner there.
Well, that train went right off the tracks.
And that's lightning strike probably 4 or 5 miles, probably to the northeast of where we're at here. That was just north of the east end of the stadium where we're kind of seeing the lightning strikes. So obviously, as a precaution, we got the teams have retreated to the locker rooms.
I was able to get the train back on the track.
There we go. And
Jensen Webster.
Jensen Webster, yes.
He had ice on his knee going into the locker room.
He did. Okay.
So now I'm not going to talk about anything about what is medical condition or tell anybody any of that stuff. I'm not going to say any of that.
But you're not a you're not a doctor, but you're not a doctor, but you do play one on TV, is what you're telling me, right? Yeah. So Jensen Webster, you said, had ice on his knee as he was heading off, because I noticed that the backup quarterback was in for the last series.
Yeah, Caden is back. Was in the game. Now Caden, I believe, is a sophomore. Caden Hardwick is a sophomore. Is
sophomore.
5'10", 185-pound sophomore. One of our wrestlers. Thank you very much.
We will see Mr. Hardwick as probably the starter next year.
Now, last time we had a quarterback get injured was against Granite Falls, Black and Blue Bowl. And we had a senior quarterback. He was the quarterback the year before in Alex Perigo came back in the game and actually scored the 2-point conversion.
Yes, he did.
Remember, I said give the ball to Phillips up the middle, and you said no. You want to roll. You want him to roll to the right, and he rolled out to the right, and we won the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean Now this additional time that could be beneficial to him, because if he just needs some treatment, some icing and things like that, he might be able, with his additional 30-minute break, because it's going to be a lengthy break with the 30 minutes plus the regular halftime. They're looking at approaching an hour break.
Whatever, even if it was just a mild sprain, that thing is now swollen.
Yes, and that's true. So it can work for you or against you, but anyway, that's what we're doing. We are under a lightning delay. Mandatory 30-minute wait, and unless we see additional lightning in the vicinity. What's happened to our feed?
What happened to our feed here?
Oh,
somebody's decided to play around with the camera. But hey, that's all right, because we are on a delay. You are not missing anything. Pay no attention to the man behind the mask.
Not that they were necessarily missing much when we were truly, talking and broadcasting football, at least from our standpoint. But, now we're truly filling airtime. Whether the rain has subsided, came in really quick. That cell just moved in. It was a beautiful evening, and then the rain just moved in. Lightning moved in, and
now we have to wait.
And the rain is definitely subsided from where it was 10, 15 minutes ago.
Well, how was the line down at the concession stand while you were there?
It was actually fairly long, but it moved fairly quickly. It did.
All right.
And we do want to give a shout out, a recognition to the Sultan Middle School PTSO is manning the booth, or the concession stand tonight, and they're doing a great job. We've got a good variety of snacks down there, and great cause, and supporting Turk athletics and activities in general, not just athletics, but Booster Club supports lots of different things, scholarships, needs of the various athletic teams, male and female, and they just do a lot of really good work. So.
There's another one.
Did we have another one? Did I miss another one?
I just saw some lightning.
Let's see maybe if we can jump on weather service here and kind of see if we can see what's going on in the general area.
I'm going to take this opportunity.
Oh, I see. Now don't tell me. Let me guess. The hefty contract that you've negotiated.
My hot
free.
Dog. No, there's no free.
Free food.
I have to put out the money like everybody else. I'm going to go get myself myself a hot dog.
Folks, what I'd like to say is, if we do have to end up at some time charging for TurkBride.tv, it's due to this man right here. No. It's due to the bloated contract of my friend and colleague Brian Atkinson.
0 times 0 is still 0. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Even if I negotiated 100 times more than what I'm making now, guess what? 0 times 100 is guess what?
0.
0.
It is 0. But I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know, Brian, whether that truly is the case. You've been sticking to that. You've been sticking to that story for quite some time, but I'm not really sure that's the case.
Well, I had that conversation with somebody tonight, and I said, it's all about me.
Well,
you know, they thank me for the service that I do for the community, and I go, oh, yeah, well, their kids playing sport or something. You know, I'm here. It's all about this is the Brian show. You know,
Brian, I think you would be here if you even had to pay to be here. If we
You know,
charged you, you'd still be here.
So Twanger wants to know what are the chat stream rules, and
The chat stream
I've been
rules? Oh, there are
I've been
none.
ignoring
There are
him.
none.
I've been ignoring him most of the
There's
night.
none.
We have the right to block anybody that is abusing the stream. But like I said, they took my password away. So
All right, Brian. So I'm looking at that. Those green and orange blobs are sitting right over Monroe, Sultan, Gold Bar, Index. Our general vicinity, it looks like those lightning strikes are towards Index and just north of Gold Bar. So that's what we're dealing
coming our
with.
way.
They seem to be migrating from the south. There's another one that I'm seeing right now in the Hobart, Issaquah, Enumclaw, Buckley area that may be moving our way as well. So
A dome here. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can scrounge myself up
a dome. We need a mini dome.
I'm gonna
right?
I'm gonna go get myself a tube steak. Okay?
All right. Oh well, yeah. All right, folks. Well, you know now why our costs continue to go up. It's because of Brian and his contract demands. So, anyway, we are under. For those of you just joining us, we are under a lightning delay, which is a mandatory 30-minute delay. We did have lightning strikes just to the east and northeast of the field here in Sultan, up towards the Gold Bar and up towards the Granite Falls area. Nothing right here specifically, but relatively close to where the officials called for that delay. Looking here at the interactive radar map on comonews.com, we'll give them a prop. Definitely a cell that's right over our general area, and then again one just to the south of us, heading towards the Snoqualmie area, and looks like it's migrating its way possibly towards us as well. So remains to be seen. We are going to get back at 8:55. Mr. Keel, 8:55 at this point is when we're hopefully going to be back. That's about 20 minutes from now. The rain has diminished significantly from its high point. Earlier on, for those of you that were with us in the broadcast earlier on, it was a beautiful evening. Very, very comfortable. We had sun breaks this afternoon, but boy, the weather sure moved in quickly, and we're expecting actually a fairly wet weekend for your weekend plans as we move into Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to take a little break. We will be back with you here in about 15 minutes, and hopefully we'll have some football starting at 8:55 p.m. here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. All right, fans, we are back with you. For those of you just joining us, I do see we have a public service there scrolling across the screen. Yes, we do have a lightning delay, and I've broadcasted sports for a long time. This is my first time actually dealing with this, but it is a mandatory 30-minute from the last time that we see a lightning strike, and we've had the initial ones, and then we've had a couple of subsequent ones. I think 9-12, Coach Riley, is that right? 9-12, 9-1-2 at this point. Unless we have another lightning strike in the vicinity, we are scheduled to resume play. They will have a 3-minute warm-up period, and then we will be back to action underway. So, yeah, something kind of different. You know, we realize we appreciate those of you sticking with us here on TurkPride.tv. Not the most exciting, riveting broadcasting ever. I do have executive producer Diamond Dave Moon here in the broadcast booth with me. Lord Brian Atkinson has disappeared. Do we know where Lord Brian's at, or is he just not coming back tonight? Or?
He's visiting his fan base.
Oh, he's visiting his fan on Twitter or here in person?
No, right here in person.
He's
swaggering through this grandstand, giving high fives.
He's got some groupies that he's hanging out with down there or something like that. Okay.
Autographs are flowing. And he asked me if I had another Sharpie because his was drying out.
Oh, yes. Well, I figured a man like him would probably have the plastic pocket protector with a whole bunch of them there, different colors.
Hey, I'm getting called out by one of our TurkPride.tv members that nobody has said any sponsors yet tonight.
Let's do some sponsorships here. Let's do that. All right. While we have this, our title partners.
Thanks, Sultan. Sorry.
We would like to thank our title partners very much, starting with Sky Valley Inc., providing the entire TurkPride.tv crew with great polo shirts. Need custom screen printing or vinyl banners or lettering? Call Carrie Fulcher at skyvalleyinc@gmail.com or click the banner here located on TurkPride.tv. SYB, which stands for Sultan Youth, Turks Youth Basketball. Big thanks to SYB. Without the support, we have never gotten our new scoreboard that is in the gymnasium. If you haven't been to Sultan High School, you are really missing out. I know, Dave, a couple of years ago, now that's what, you've had that up for 2 seasons? This is the 3rd season, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
3rd season, and I remember the first year, I believe it was, we were doing one of the broadcasts, and we were playing Kings, and there were some fans for Kings that came up during the break and said, man, your scoreboard is so cool. We want to do something like that. And they were just fascinated by how awesome that is, but it is really cool. If you've never been, you owe it yourself to come, not only take in a Turk game, but check out the scoreboard. Windmill Espresso. Oh, Dave, have you ever heard of that place?
I think I've been there once or twice.
A day?
Well, twice today, but who's counting?
Yes, we call it the moon, auxiliary space, but truly, the official name is Windmill Espresso. Been in the Valley for many, many years, longtime supporter of Turk Pride Athletics. They were our first, I take it back, actually our first supporter of Turk Pride. Each game, we have a TurkPride.tv Windmill Espresso Player of the Game where they get a coupon for a free drink of their choice. Cascade Athletics, which we're not in Cascade.
Oh, no.
We need to change
I need to fix that.
We need to fix that. Sultan Chiropractic, though, obviously. Dr. Koppel is still with us in downtown Sultan. He's been serving the Valley for many years. Sponsoring TurkPride.tv is just one of the many community programs he has gotten behind. Everyone should be pain free. Dr. Koppel is always accepting new patients. Les Schwab Tires in Monroe. Winter is just around the corner. If you do not have good snow tires or are ready for winter, you owe it to yourself to head down to Les Schwab Tires. Get yourself ready for winter ready, as Mother Nature is going to be turning her fury to us very shortly. Rico's Pizza in Gold Bar out in my neck of the woods and Brian's neck of the woods in our neighborhood. Great. Be sure to mention that you saw this out on TurkPride.tv. Great pizza, pasta, and related fare. Vic's Burgers. Again, be sure to mention the ad that you saw at Vic's Burger Shack here on TurkPride.tv. PC Search and Rescue 911, locally owned, knowledgeable, affordable, and dependable computer repair services serving Sultan Gold Bar, Startup, Monroe, and Index. House calls, in-shop, or anywhere in the USA by remote login. When you need help fast, Bob Beeman. And this is who Dave Moon recommends.
It is. It's if I couldn't fix my PC, it's who I'd bring it to.
There you go. And Embroidery for the Soul, also too. Bleacher seats for a volleyball game. They do a great look. Ask a friend. Embroidery for the Soul. Lots of great features and services that they can provide for you. Mountain View Diner and Gold Bar over again in my neck of the woods in the east part of the valley. And we want to thank all of our sponsors for your longtime support of Sultan Athletics here on TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan Athletics. So we continue to make our way towards, I have not fingers crossed, no lightning strikes.
18 minutes left.
Yeah. We'd like to go home at some point tonight, right, David?
I agree. We're getting up early and going to the Puyallup, Washington State Fair now.
To the Washington State Fair.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the Moon family making the trek.
Yeah, we like to get there early, have breakfast, see the animals before they get crowded.
Now, yes. Now, I was referring to this because we have the Washington, they used to be called the Western Washington State Fair back in because I'm from the Puyallup Valley. So the Puyallup Fair was called the Western Washington State Fair years ago, and the one in Monroe was called the Evergreen State Fair. So it's like, okay, well, is the one in Monroe truly the state fair or is it a Snohomish County Fair?
Good question.
And the one in Puyallup has become known as the Washington State Fair as opposed to the Evergreen State Fair. It's like, okay, I'm confused. Are these state fairs? Are they county fairs? What
they moved it up a week, so they
did because
they compete.
They used to be completely break that all the animals, the exhibits, the vendors would move from the conclusion of the Evergreen State Fair in Monroe down to Puyallup. But now you're right, they overlap each other. Labor Day weekend, they overlap each other. So yes. But yes, I remember very fondly as a young lad that we would get fair day. We'd get to go to the fair.
The fair day. Oh, Doug, gentleman that retired from here, used to tell me that he went to.
Used to get a ticket, go to the fair, get it free.
And they let him out of school one day early.
Yes, we did. The buses would actually take us.
Yeah.
We would take us. You would get your fair ticket, and you would get to go to the fair for the day for free. I'm dating myself a bit with that story. But anyway, that was true. True story indeed. The weather looks like it is cleared. The rain, for the most part, I think has stopped, David. Do you see any rain drops?
I'm not seeing a drop, nope.
I think it's cleared up. Now, we were looking on the interactive radar, courtesy of theweatherchannel.com. We'll give them some props. Interactive radar was showing that there was a cell south of us towards the Snoqualmie, North Bend, Preston, Covington area that was slowly moving its way north. But it looked like the anticipated arrival time was probably at least an hour. So, I don't know. We'll see whether we could get the rest of the game in before that cell hits. But it looked like it had some possible thunder showers in it as well. But we'll just have to see how that all works itself out. So, TurkPride.tv, we've got, I think we talked about this earlier, we've got girls volleyball and girls soccer that's also going on in the fall season.
Dual stream tomorrow. Oh, right, the season. Yep.
Yes. So, next broadcast for those would be
Tuesday.
Yep.
Double. I don't want to say double header, dual stream at the same time. So
wow,
we'll be doing volleyball and soccer.
Double your pleasure, double the fun, right? On TurkPride.tv, your home for all things Sultan athletics. So, and I know your wife, the lovely and talented Jen Moon, does girls volleyball. And then who is doing your girls soccer stream?
We are looking. We are looking. So we have
rotation. We have a rotation.
Yes. We had a couple varsity soccer girls that weren't eligible to play last week.
Okay.
So they came up and they went on the air and they were magnificent.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, they were.
They were able
great.
to contribute, able to contribute to the broadcast, even though they weren't able to contribute on the field.
They didn't really want to talk on the air, but then I told them I'd buy them dinner.
And then they just.
And then all of a sudden, boy,
they were
okay,
just chirping like a canary. At that point, right? So is it we're looking to solidify that team is what you're saying?
Correct. Yep. I'd love to find myself a semi-pro to team up with somebody for
Speaking
soccer.
of a semi-pro, you came back, Brian. You came back. We were concerned.
Lord Byron.
Was it like? Oh, we saw you down there. You were down with your
fan base,
your groupies. You were down there. You were hanging out with your groupies.
No, if I could tell you the things I was hearing from the middle schoolers while I was standing in line for the concessions.
Make your ears burn, huh?
Sweet little middle schoolers.
Sweet little
I
middle
tell
schoolers.
you.
Now my granddaughter's a middle schooler. It'd be nice.
What's going on, guys?
Well, we're just killing time. Killing dead air
12
here.
12 more minutes.
12 more minutes. 9:12 is the anticipated restart time. The weather has cleared. Pretty much the rain has stopped. Lightning, thankfully, has stopped. And so we're hopeful we'll get this game back underway. That's the plan, at least right now. Play some football.
So you guys see I did bring you player of the game cards.
I saw that.
Yes, you did.
And I have been remiss at thinking about my player of the game. I've been watching the game so much.
Nobody really. So far, nobody's really jumping out to the head of the pack here for me thus far. we'll have. I mean, we got half football left to go. But,
Well, yeah. Well, somebody's going to come to the forefront, you know. And hey, Dave, did you hear we got a new player catchphrase was born tonight?
Oh, let's hear it.
Josh Ford had a nice run, and I said, "Yeah, Josh Ford up the middle. Josh built Ford tough."
Built Ford tough. Nice.
It just rolled off the tongue.
And it looks like I am seeing Turk players starting to return to the field from in the distance there. That's a great sign.
It's a little early. Will they let them come out?
They got to warm up.
I guess the officiating crew must have given them the green light to go ahead and come on out. Of course, the officiating crew is actually standing over here to my lower left, but
on the field, which they kicked all the students off for safety, but
yeah, exactly.
They stay.
That's always funny too. I
They
noticed
were hanging out up here for a while.
I noticed that. You know, speaking of that, the Hurricane Florence that's been happening back in the Carolinas, always get a kick out of that. They tell everybody to evacuate, but then you got this guy. Oh, and the Turks are making it back to the field to a rousing ovation. Always get the kick of this guy, this reporter that's standing here, you know, like the wind's blowing like 100 miles an hour, and he's reporting on the storm. You know, it's like, what a nut.
Dude, what are you doing in that storm?
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's not worth dying over, you know, it's not that important. All right, well, the Turks have returned to the field. We have yet to see the Red Wolves. We expect their arrival momentarily. Start warming up and see if we get the rust off. They've had an extended delay. So we'll see how that, you know, if that creates any challenges, any rust for either of these two teams as they get back out here and hopefully get things underway. I'd like to play some football, huh? I'll tell you, Brian, between the first quarter that lasted forever and now the lengthy break during halftime, this is going to be the longest football game ever on record for the Turks, I think. We're looking at probably a 3.5 hour marathon.
I was thinking as I went downstairs to get my traditional hot dog that was not ready when I got here today. You know, and that happens.
Free hot dog, free chips,
no,
free
there's
soda,
nothing
free this, free that. Yeah, that's why our fees have to keep going up, Brian. We get it. All right, here come the Red Wolves. They are returning back to the field. And we hope we'll be underway here shortly. So you were saying you were in line at the concession stand.
Yeah.
Anything exciting happening at the concession stand?
Just listening to the middle schoolers talk about the intricacies of how hard dating is.
How hard dating is. Yes. Oh gosh. If that was the only thing we had to worry about in our lives, right?
Oh my goodness. I mean, seriously, it was just like one thing after another, and I went, "You guys have no
idea." You know what? One of the very rewarding things is, though, is your children. Now, you have some of your kids are actually older than my kids, but then you have some that are younger as well, too. And so you can probably attest with your older ones to this. You know, it's very rewarding when they do move out, and then at some point they basically say, "You know, Dad, all that stuff you told me when I thought you were just crazy, didn't know what you're talking about. You actually did know what you're talking about." That's very rewarding to hear them actually say that. And it does happen. It takes a while, but it does happen. But they say, "You actually were pretty smart, Dad." That's very rewarding. When I heard my son say that, I about fell over. It's like, oh my gosh. So
yeah, well, you know, I mean, you look at as they go into relationships or as they do this and they do that, and then you just look at them and you go, they tell you one thing and you just kind of look at them and go, "Oh, if you only knew what I know is coming."
Yeah.
You know.
But they have to learn. They learn it themselves. And you know, like I said, I think the relationships sometimes you have with your kids as adults are just as good, if not better, as the ones you had with them as kids.
Well, my oldest, he calls me on his way home from work every day.
Mine does too. Very, very often, I'll get 2 or 3 times a week, I'll get a call.
And if
hey, Dad, just called to say hi. How you doing?
And if I don't answer the phone before he gets home, all bets are off. He won't answer the phone after that.
Is that right?
I have to be.
You get one shot.
I get one shot.
You get one shot. You miss it, and you're done. Yep. All right. Fair enough. All right. So the Red Wolves are in there, kind of stretching, getting the kinks worked out. And we've started the clock count now, so we're just under 12 minutes before we will actually restart this game. So we're hopeful again that Mother Nature stays away and that we can get this one in. obviously football is played in inclement weather, but not in lightning. So we have to obviously safety
Well,
first.
it's pretty much stopped. You know, it's
It
still a
has.
little wet, but
But that's fine. Wet is fine. We can handle wet. I'm seeing if I can get a current radar. Dun, 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 dun. I see green blobs. The green blobs that were over us have moved north, and they are actually over Granite Falls right now.
Usually not a good sign.
Well, those are over Granite Falls. The ones that were here are now north to the Granite Falls area right now. And the ones that we need to keep our eyes on are those ones right there that are over the Preston, Tanner, Carnation area and making their way north. So those would be the next ones that might cause us some issues. But it looks like we're probably about an hour away from those hitting us. So hopefully they will change direction and we can get this game in and get the Turks a victory. Next week, as we had said, the Turks make a long road trip all the way up to Friday Harbor, up to the San Juan Islands to play Friday Harbor. And it'll be the first time that the Turks, I don't recall the Turks having played Friday Harbor before, so we'll see how that game comes out. I know that they did lose to South
Derek
Whitby.
is such a football fan. He is streaming 2 high school football games on his TV right now.
Wow.
Is
Derek,
that
we
picture,
appreciate
picture in picture, or you split screening that baby?
We appreciate you being with us as what has been.
I would assume that Burke the Turk and Giggles Bargman are already asleep.
And we do appreciate those of you that have stuck with us because, again, it's been kind of a lengthy delay, not very riveting, not a lot for us to commentate on, and we appreciate your patience in dealing with us with some anecdotal stories that we've been trying to fill time with.
Anecdotal is.
That's being kind.
I can tell you the story about the time I led the Metro League in return yardage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I played for the Ballard High School, and we were
the Beavers.
We were not,
the Mighty Beavs.
We were not. We had 22 people on the squad. We were considered a 3A school, and we routinely got trounced by over 50 points, which meant I had the opportunity to return a lot of kicks.
Atkinson, get in there. I can see it now. It's like, Coach, they're really big. They're going to pounce on me.
I didn't care. I mean, I didn't care what the score was. I was just like, give me the ball. You know?
All right. So as we make our way, both teams going through their warm-ups, going through their stretches. It's just kind of like restarting the game from the beginning again, Brian. It's been such a long delay.
Except the Turks are down by 7 going into this.
Turks are down by 7.
Going into, we've got another 24 minutes coming up.
And we're, and this lightning delay happened right during halftime, so we're going to be right at the beginning of the third quarter when we come back.
And don't forget, we had a 45-minute first quarter.
Yes, the first quarter was very lengthy due to a lot of penalties, a lot of incomplete passes. Second quarter was more typical, but now we've had a 45, approaching 50-minute probably delay.
I need to get this said. We have 50 people watching right now, by the way.
That's amazing.
I have to get this said. Hashtag Turks first.
That's amazing that 50 people are actually hanging in there with us.
We just bumped up to 53. And hey, we are a little under 8 minutes until the Windmill Espresso kickoff, and the Turks will be kicking off to the Red Wolves with the Red Wolves up 14-7. It's so Coach Reilly over there on the time clock and the scoreboard said it's probably all the people have gone home already to finish watching the game.
That's right.
And,
well, we welcome
back.
Hey, we'll take whatever we can get, man. No, for whatever reason you joined us here tonight. And I've mentioned this before, I think that what I really appreciate, because my family has taken advantage of this, is the ability for grandparents, aunts, uncles, and things like that may live in a different part of the country to be able to watch their grandson or granddaughter participate in sporting activities when they're unable to be there. And this is, I realize it's not the same, but it sure is a lot better than just having to hear about it the next day. being able to watch it and feel like you're there. And we really, I take that pretty seriously. I mean, we have a lot of fun, but I really take that seriously that we are able to provide that service for families and help them
Oh,
to keep in touch with their grandkids, their granddaughters, and grandsons.
This is really why we do it. I know I joke and halfway seriously say it's all about me, but we really do. And last year during the regional wrestling tournament,
which you're just in like you're like in hog heaven.
I'm in hog heaven.
You're in hog heaven when that happens.
You're not.
We just put you down, then you sit there for like 12 straight hours and just talk wrestling, right?
I just talk wrestling, and I don't care who sits next to me. I just go look here, and we had 3 mats going at one time, and I was able to say, okay, over on this mat we got this person, and we had the
this and that and everything. I know, and you do a great job with that, Brian, because I know that's really wrestling is your first love, and it's just a great, that Sky Valley Invitational, and or whether it be a sub-regional or regional tournament or whatever, it's just really, they're just really neat events. I came to wrestling kind of late. My son Matthew was a wrestler and did pretty well in wrestling in high school.
One of my favorite coaching moments as a middle school wrestling coach was with your son Matthew.
I still remember that. That was at Snohomish. At Snohomish.
At the districts.
At districts at Snohomish.
And
I was in the stands.
He was down by a whole bunch of points.
Yep.
And I looked at him and I said, dude, look at the arm hanging there. And he Grambied him and pinned him for the win.
Yep, I do remember that. I was sitting up in the stands.
And I came over to the stands and I did a golf swing.
But no, like I said, I do take that seriously, because I realize that even though we do have a lot of fun and we are volunteers and we do this because we love doing it, I do not lose sight of the fact that, again, people who can't be here, family members, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc., get an opportunity to watch their family members, their kids, participate in athletics and just be part of this experience. And so for that, you are welcome.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite moments was when a parent or a grandparent in California wrote a letter
really
to TurkPride.tv.
That's awesome.
And sent us a check for $150
wow.
and said, thank you for letting me watch my granddaughter play basketball.
Yeah, and it is. We get an opportunity to sit here and watch sports and talk about it, and that's great. And that's all well and good. But my kids are all gone and grown through the programs, and so I don't have a vested interest out there anymore other than just loving the Turks. But again, we need to be mindful that there are a lot of people out there that this really is important, because this is family and these are kids out there that they love and care about, and they get an opportunity to watch them every week. So
you guys shared my favorite story while I was gone.
I did.
Yeah.
That is really cool. We were talking about, that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
It's an instant on.
I bumped the plug. No, we were just talking about, even though we have a lot of fun, we do this. For me, I'm always mindful of the fact that we're doing this and giving opportunities for parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and things like that can't be here to actually watch their grandkids, their granddaughters, their grandsons participate and be part of their lives, even though they may live on the other side of the world or the other side of the United States or wherever. Through the miracle of the World Wide Web, they're able to join them and be part of their lives. So to me, that's very rewarding, and the story that Brian shared just reinforces that it is appreciated and valued by people. So we thank you for that.
Well, I saw we had a grandma. I think her name is Victoria. That was watching.
We have two grandmas. We have 2 grandmas on there.
Awesome.
One is Grandma Phillips, Grammy Phillips.
Grammy Phillips. Hi, Granny.
Victoria's watching from Arizona, watching one of the Cedarcrest players. We have
and fans from the other team are always welcome.
Always
welcome.
Absolutely.
Since we have boisterous Blair on here, going on. He reminds me a lot of one of the assistant coaches that I coached with on my 1 season coaching, and he would call out defensive signals by taking a Big Mac, pretend Big Mac, and chomp on the Big Mac, and he would call Mac, which was some kind of a linebacker blitz or something along those lines. But he was one of the better defensive coaches that I've had the opportunity to work with, and he
boom.
and he really resonated with me. He always treated me with respect. He always, and he was a joy. He
So
was a joy to work with.
So he treated you better than we treat you, is what he's saying,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
'Cause
We
we bust
we-
your chops all the time.
We need to get him on the air.
Yes, we do.
Blair, you need to come up and visit.
All right, the teams are making their way back to the sidelines, kind of taking their last bit of instructions, and we're about a minute and a half away from playing some football here, guys.
Just memories. I enjoyed my one season coaching. Unfortunately, Boeing went on strike the next year, and I was unable to
That's not
return.
good.
But you know what? They kept sending me up.
Oh, sure, Pete.
Thanks,
Gee,
Pete.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Pete.
Pete.
Thanks for getting us back to reality. Jeez. Yeah.
Pete
We're-
really figured out a way to
But
get
did
on
you-
stream.
did you
We're
show
running
Matt
out of
Keeler?
stories, man. It's a good thing this
Did you-
game's starting.
Wait, did you show Matt Keeler that post that says, let's get Matt Keeler on the air?
All right.
Okay, I guess I'm producing, guys. So
Okay, go get to work. What, all your kids have to go home?
half
They
of them went
got
home.
They got past their bedtime.
No, they're like, I'm cold.
I'm cold and wet. All right, thanks, Dave. All right, we're going to be back to action here in just a minute as the final ticks of our lightning delay. For those of you joining us, you might say it's only halftime or it's only third quarter. Yes, it's only the beginning of the third quarter. We had a lengthy first quarter, and we had a lengthy, gosh, Brian, what I would say getting close to about an hour delay between halftime and the lightning delay. I think we're pushing it close to an hour since we've had action. So we're ready. I hope you are ready for getting back to action here and starting the third quarter.
I'll have you know, Derek, our regional wrestling got 1,100 views on our regional wrestling stream last year.
All right, these fans are hyped up. The ones that have stuck here with us, they're ready to start.
Hey, we got a
football.
windmill espresso kickoff. Are you ready for some football?
Yes, we are. Everybody's had enough off time. It's time to get back at it. Let's get it on.
Blair, if you come over, probably will still be in the middle of the third quarter.
At the rate we're going, we might be here tomorrow. And the kickoff, it's high but short, fielded on the run at the 35, breaks over and tackled at the 40, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Wolves. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Matt Keeler, our PA announcer, said that was like, but there wasn't any big show. There was no big production. Well, the band.
No, the band played 2 songs.
The
and
band played
marched
2 songs
around, and then they all went home.
and ran for the stands, ran for cover. All right. Oh, and right up the gut.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a gain of about 9. Now, I remember years ago, there was a halftime show down in Miami that Prince performed in a driving rain, and he never stopped. He just kept playing the whole time. I don't think there was any lightning, but it was pouring
Do you know
down
what
rain.
color the rain was?
It was purple.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was actually a really cool halftime show.
We had a football game going on here.
Yeah. All right. 2nd down. Hand off to number 20 over the right side. Breaks over right tackle. Still on his feet.
He's having a good game.
He is. He was a recipient of a recipient of a touchdown toss earlier in the game.
Tyler Gray.
Tyler.
5'11", 169, only 169 pounds.
Yeah, he's not big. He's not very tall either, but he's
You know, in
very elusive.
wrestling terms, that's a big wrestler, though.
Right. And off to number 44, breaks another tackle. Boy, they're tying up some big chunks of yardage on the ground here, Brian, in this first drive. I mean, in 3 plays, they've moved from their own 40 down to the Turks' 25. So they're just ripping off, 10, 15-yard chunks at a whack here. Turks are going to have to stiffen up that defensive line. Otherwise, the Red Wolves are knocking on the door here with the red zone clearly in sight. Handoff to number 20 again over right tackle.
Just giving up 5 yards a chunk is just plus yards a chunk. It's just not gonna get it done for the Turks today. You're just gonna have to. You have to get in there.
All you got to get is 3.5 on every play, and you keep getting first downs.
I think it's Derek. I really think it's who's ever doing the program. We just put down what they give us. You know.
Man in motion, handoff
never-
up the middle. Number 44 breaks the tackle. He's close to a first down.
Never right on the.
It's going to be,
Carries down to 12-yard line. It'll be close to a first down.
yeah, it's going to be real.
It'll
Yeah.
be 3rd and 1.
Yep. Third and a short one, about a half of a yard actually for the Red Wolves here. Ball at the 12-yard line of the Turks. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Turks trailing 14-7. Misdirection.
That's a good play. That is a good play.
Good
there.
play there.
Let me see what I'm going to watch the.
Running back tackle for a loss. Runner was ruled down. No fumble. It'll bring up 4th down.
That looked like the ground caused the fumble on that.
Yeah, I think he was down, and they ruled it as such. So the Red Wolves retain possession. It's
This is a big play.
yeah, huge play here.
This is a big play, you know, and you have to make the decision. Do you hang back in coverage or you do pressure? I would choose pressure here. Always works for me in Madden.
Oh, they jumped.
That's not the kind of pressure we were talking
No,
about.
that's not what you wanted. So they got.
Offsides against the
That's going to be an automatic
5-yard
first
penalty
down.
and a first down for Cedarcrest.
So I see we've extended our hospitality to our Cedarcrest fans and allowed them to move over to the covered stands here, so they were out of harm's way.
First and 10 at the
And I see
15-yard
their
line.
cheerleading staff has made their way over to this side as well, off against the Sultan cheerleading staff on the other side. Number 20.
So I just got to say, because of the lengthy delay,
On the run.
I forgot that
The
there was
game's gonna be
actually
longer.
that I actually forgot that there were scores, and I thought it was 0-0 for a moment.
I know it was kind of like the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
It almost felt like the opening kickoff, not the third quarter kickoff. But it is the third quarter, 8 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. Turks trailing 14-7, and
The flat
Cedarcrest is
open.
threatening.
The flat is open, and
Oh, he incomplete, overthrew him. He was open briefly.
he threw. And if he would have done it instead of doing that deep post or deep corner, if he'd have done just a quick out, he'd have been in for a touchdown on that.
No. All right, 3rd and 8 from the I think it's a 13. Hand off of the left side, breaks free. He's going to be in for the score, number 20. Mr. Gray scores again for the Red Wolves. He's had a good game for Cedarcrest tonight. I've been impressed with him, not only receiving but running the ball. And like you said, he's not that big, but he is low center of gravity, and he's pretty shifty out there.
Well, Derek, the game last week was a lot closer than it was. It was actually 20-12 going into the fourth quarter, and a couple of miscues by the Turks led to quick scores by Kashmir last week.
And the kick is up, and it is good. 21-7, Cedarcrest.
Okay, so taking a look around here, what do we got going on here? The Turks we have a Windmill Espresso kickoff coming up.
Yes, we do. So Turks are going to have to get things going here quickly, Brian. Other than that quick score that they had right at the beginning of the game, that first drive, they really have been unable to mount any consistent offensive effort and threat and sense. Checking our radar, still showing that.
Actually, we've actually beat Kashmir before. It's happened. We did it here.
Just check the radar, saying that expecting the next rain squall to come through in about 30 minutes, about 10 p.m.
The Josh Mann led. Josh Mann was the running back, and we had a quarterback who looked like a lineman, and he could just toss the ball tossed the ball like nobody's business, and I tried. Beau Shampoo was his name,
Beau Shampoo.
and he was tough as nails. And we had a really good team that year. That was my very first Sultan football game that I ever went to.
Kick is deep, fielded. And breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and piled up and brought down by a host of Red Wolves at the 20-yard line. That was Sailor. Correction, 25-yard line, my mistake, and be first and 10 for the Turks. So Brian, we need to. I'm looking for them to get a sustained drive. I mean, this game still very much in reach, but they need to score.
You look at the
we need to get a score.
If you look at the numbers out there, number 3 is back in the game.
And that's good to see.
Our aptly named quarterback, Jensen Webster. Senior leader is he's not saying
and
no.
It's good to see him back because, again, as you had said, left at the end of the first half with some ice on his knee. So we'll see how if that materializes to affect his performance here in the second half.
Yeah, I think, Derek, he did go to school at the same time as your wife did. He was a pretty decent, I'm not going to say he was a good basketball player. He could hit the 3 like nobody's business.
Second and 12 for the Turks from their own 23-yard line.
Boisterous Blair was
Handoff. Oh, I read that one well, and that's a loss. Open ball. Ball is loose.
No.
It's a turnover.
Turnover.
That play just didn't have a lot going for it right from the get-go, Brian.
Derek, you are so right. Beau Shampoo was the perfect quarterback name at the time, and I just loved that. That was my son's freshman year when he was here.
All right, so that's a turnover. Turnover deep in Turks territory, so the Red Wolves are going to get it at the 25-yard line here, first and 10.
Now, Boisterous Blair, that was the year you graduated from Washington State University.
Handoff off the middle, number 44, knocked down after a short gain. It's going to bring up second and probably about 8. Nope, my mistake. Yeah, gain of less than half a yard on the play.
That is a dagger. That turnover is a dagger.
Number 20, Gray, and just, boy, I'm really impressed with it for only at 167 pounds, I think you said, Brian. Just runs very low to the ground and very elusive.
I hate to say this, Paul Hamilton, but Ryan Fox is referring to last year's. Oh boy!
And right up the gut.
No.
Short gain.
I did do a Fortnite reference, winner, winner, chicken dinner at the end of the Black and Blue
Second
Bowl last year.
and 6. Handoff to Gray, breaks a tackle. Oh, well, and that's going to be a late hit on the Turks. So Gray was already down, could be late hit or leading with the helmet. So that's going to be a personal foul. And that's going to be half the distance to the goal line. So Brian, the Turks got their backs against the wall here. Gray continues to impress for the Red Wolves. I find him kind of similar to, I'll draw a comparison to like Emmitt Smith. Just runs very low to the ground, very elusive, tough to bring down.
That's an automatic first. No, it's not.
Half the distance.
Yeah. No, it's an automatic first down.
There we go. First and goal from the 3. And there's Gray again. Juking, jiving, getting close, but not quite there.
No. Now we're starting to get the little bit of pushing and a little bit of shoving and a little bit of pushing.
Yeah, getting a little chippy out there. Getting a little chippy. The Turks are getting.
Well, they already talked to the coaches at halftime.
Yeah.
All right.
And getting closer, but not there yet. It's going to bring up third down. Third and goal from the 2 for the Red Wolves. Gray with the ball, and they stopped him short. Oh, and we got a penalty. Oh, we got a late flag.
It would be 4th and 2, but we'll check out the penalty.
And looking probably at a personal foul. And we got a player down. A Cedarcrest player is down. Sorry, I couldn't see him because of our infamous
Personal
pole.
foul.
The pole, it's the way. Yeah, we've got a personal foul, and it's going to give Cedarcrest, I think, a first down on about the 1 yard line. So two silly penalties
Well,
here down deep.
That's it's a personal foul.
Yep.
So it
Two
comes
silly
down
penalties.
to somebody losing their mind and going to cost their team.
Yep. I think the Turks are starting to show some frustration. Cedarcrest is really, I've seen them start to kind of assert their physical size and their physical dominance a little bit, and I think some of the Turk players are getting a little chippy and getting pushed around out there and not taking it very well. And there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, but you got to stay under control. You can't lose control, and you can't lose your cool. That's when bad things start to happen. Player is for Cedarcrest making his way up the field with some assists, with some light assistance. So it's good to see that he is up and making his way over towards the sidelines.
So while we're in the injury, Derek Bargman asks, why do they schedule Kashmir every year? We pretty much schedule Kashmir every other year.
And then Cascade Leavenworth
and
is kind of
Cascade Leavenworth every other year. We do that because they're just across the mountains from us,
Yeah, geographically, it's a convenient trip. Just hop over the mountains and you're right there. And they are smaller schools of similar size. Here in Sultan, it's hard to find schools of our size.
4th and 1,
close.
so it was not an automatic first down.
4th and 1 on the 1. And there's a pass, and they're in for a score. So
1 yard touchdown pass to Luke Mallory.
Luke Mallory, a 5'8", 155-pound running back, and playing in the.
So that makes it 27-7 now for Cedarcrest. PAT upcoming. Snap, set, kick, up, and good. 28-7. 4:41 remaining in the third period here at Sultan, Red Wolves and the hometown Turks. I want to remind our fans that we have fall sports in full swing here on TurkPride.tv. Girls volleyball, lovely talented Jen Moon leading that broadcast, and girls soccer, both next week.
And we've been having a cast of supporting casts of various girls soccer players who, for reasons of eligibility, of not having enough practices or injuries,
right,
have been coming on the broadcast and doing the broadcast.
That's what Dave was saying. Yeah, they did a great job.
And they have that opportunity. I hope they don't do too well because I don't want to lose my job. But no, kidding aside, that is incredible.
It is.
The kids that could, step up and do something like that. Right. When there's a cast of dozens watching.
It's it always is, Brian, even though I know that you and I both enjoy what we do, the purpose of TurkPride.tv was never really to provide an avenue for us. It really is student-centered, and we really do want to. I know that Dave, with now creating a broadcasting club component, it used to be tech club, but now they have a broadcasting club. So they've segregated those kids that maybe are wanting to do more of the in front of the camera, on-air type stuff.
Watch for the onside kick here.
It could be. Could be.
Just have that feeling.
No,
Okay, my feeling was wrong.
They kick away. Oh, the two Turk players bumping into each other. The lack of communication there. Still on his feet. And a nice return. Turned what was originally kind of a muffed. We got a late penalty flag.
Oh.
Wow. There has been a lot of penalties tonight.
We have some more laundry on the ground. It's against the Turks.
Yes, it is. Holding. Well, that's why that return was so successful, right? Because somebody was holding. On a serious note, though, as far as the penalties are concerned, I think that is a little concerning here. Now, the third game of the season, to have this many penalties, I can understand it in your first game of the season, maybe your second game of the season, but by the third game of the season, you should really be hitting your stride. And the number of penalties the Turks have racked up tonight, it would be concerning. If I was a coach, would be concerning to me. Would be concerning.
Well, you have two kinds of penalties going on, and we'll talk about that in just in a few moments.
Handoff on the left side, and breaks the tackle, jumps forward for about a gain of 4. You were saying, Brian?
Blair made me laugh. So we got two kinds of penalties going on. We got the penalties of just not paying attention, not watching the ball, and those are concentration penalties. And then we have the penalty. Well, we'll wait for the next play.
Back to pass, going deep, and well covered, incomplete.
And then we also have the stupid penalties. I mean, not paying attention and just not focusing is the first time.
Not
the other one is
losing your temper.
Is losing your temper and the personal foul kinds.
Right.
And being overly aggressive when.
Right.
And that's been one of the tales of the game.
Yeah, again, the total number of penalty yards has been extremely high. I don't have the number actually in front of me, but extremely high for the Turks. And I think that as the player pushes forward for a short game, I think that's something that Coach will have them working on this week in practice, is cleaning up those silly penalties and the things that they can control.
Focus and composure. Focus and composure. Focus and composure.
Yes. So those will be, I think, some points of emphasis with practice this week. Quarterback keeper designed play and dropped.
And he
did not make it. Yeah, Cedarcrest takes over deep in the Turks' territory.
I have zero problem with them going for that there.
Yeah, no, I think that you got to do something to kind of spark this team right now. And again, we've mentioned short of that first long drive.
You're down by 3 scores.
They really haven't.
You're down by 3 touchdowns, not just 3 scores. You're down by 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
And you got to make something happen, and you can't. The way they've been moving the ball in that situation. 4th and 2. You would hope you could get
there, but was not to be. Hand off up the middle. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that. Now it's interesting, both of these teams, Cedarcrest came out throwing the ball quite a bit, was not successful, and they've gone to the run and have been quite successful. Turks really haven't ran the ball that much tonight, Brian, as much as I would have liked to have seen them. They have thrown the ball a lot more than I think they really would have liked to have done. But being behind, I think they felt the need to do that.
Well, they're running the ball, and they're doing just enough passes. Okay, this is the way the Seahawks want to be. They want to run the ball and just do passes periodically, instead of Russell Wilson throws the ball left, Russell Wilson throws the ball right. That's what I do in Madden. Russell Wilson throws the ball left,
Drop back to pass. Wide open, number 74, and He is just out of bounds, short of the goal line. Tanner Payne, the tight end, just short, down at about the
So watching that
inside the 1.
So kind of hard on that play to figure out who was supposed to cover the tight end. I didn't see anybody out of position. That's going to be a procedure penalty against the Red Wolves.
I think we're going to get some rain coming up here pretty soon, Brian. I'm checking the radar, and I don't think necessarily lightning, but we are starting to get another squall moving in from the south. It's over Carnation area now, but it's making its way up towards our locale. So hopefully that the lightning will stay away, but I have a feeling that the rain is going to return here shortly.
Illegal procedure against the Red Wolves. It'll bring up first and goal from the 6.
So the Red Wolves get pushed back. First and goal from the 6-yard line. Man in motion. Handoff up the middle to number 44. Breaks a tackle, and he's in for the score.
Touchdown, Red Wolves.
So Cedarcrest really starting to assert their dominance now, Brian.
6-yard touchdown run.
34-7 Cedarcrest. And the point after touchdown is good. Makes the score 35-7 Cedarcrest.
Well, what do we have for scores going on throughout the league there?
Well,
Dan?
yeah, let me pop over there. We're checking the weather, Brian. So give me just a moment, and we'll see what we can come up here on the Max Prep scoreboard. Well, we know who that game is there. Let's take a look here as they touch base and come back to the field here in just a moment. All right, let's look at the Tigers of Granite Falls. Game in progress. They're playing La Jolla tonight. Let's see here. Do we have a score? Game in progress. Again, they had a lightning delay at La Jolla. They had 2 lightning delays tonight. They are only in they're just now in the 3rd quarter as well. They had 1, 2, 3. They've had 3 30-minute lightning delays in the Granite Falls La Jolla game. They are still at halftime. They've been delayed 3 times in Granite Falls La Jolla tonight.
Good night, Derek.
For lightning.
In is the kickoff.
And there we go. Fielded nicely on a very short kick. So it looks like the Lightning is playing havoc not only here at Sultan, but tonight in the
probably all
game
throughout the area.
Yeah. Last, they had a delay at 7:45 for 30 minutes. They had a delay at 8:23 for 30 minutes, and they had a delay at 9:08. So about approximately every half an hour, they have had a delay. Granite Falls Tigers trailing La Jolla 9-0.
All right.
South Whidbey again plays at Chelan tomorrow, a rare Saturday high school football game. Pass is up in the air. That's intercepted by number 11. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. It's going down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And we've got 2 Turk players down and a flag. We got bodies all over the place out there, Brian.
Of course, there's flags on the ground.
So we got bodies, we got penalties, we got all kinds of stuff going on. All right.
That'll be in will take over first and 10 at the Turk 46.
All right. So
Well, good news is we have 1:52 left to go here in the third quarter.
yes, we do.
Huskies, or University of Washington Huskies, are playing at Utah tomorrow. And our Washington State Cougars are playing at home in Pullman against the Eastern Washington Eagles.
Eagles, correct. Coupeville is playing Friday Harbor tonight. Oh, back to action. Number 33 breaks a tackle and corralled the second time, and a whole host of Turks bring him to the ground. Friday Harbor versus Coupeville do not have a score in that one, Brian, unfortunately. Don't have an on-site reporter there for that one. And let's see what Kings is up to.
It'll bring a second and 13.
Kings High School. It's going to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Red Wolves. Kings High School coming into the game tonight 0-2, surprisingly. Playing in Nooksack Valley, and I don't believe we have. Oh, we have a final 47-7 Nooksack over Kings. So Kings.
I see Nooksack was able to replace their University of Montana bound quarterback from last year.
Yeah, they definitely are not feeling any ill effects. So Kings goes down to its third defeat of this young season. Pass across the middle, broken up incomplete.
That was a good defensive play.
Yes, it was.
Defended by Hamilton. They'll bring up fourth down.
All right, so next play, fourth down. They're back into punt formation for the Red Wolves. Turks go back to receive, and we've got a penalty. So it looks like we don't have a score, don't know what's going on in the Coupeville Friday Harbor game. Kings got beat soundly by Nooksack Valley tonight. South Woodview plays tomorrow at Chelan, and Granite Falls is trailing La Jolla in a game that has seen 3 lightning delays tonight. So we are not alone. So that's basically
we just had 1 hour delay, right? Is that how we decided
yeah,
to do
one
that?
30-minute that kind of turned into a second. They kind of overlapped each other. Let's see if we can find out what Cedar Park Christian is doing tonight. And another flag. They just keep coming.
He put it back in his pocket. Huh?
Oh, he picked it up. And Cedar Park is playing Vashon tonight, so I have a feeling Cedar Park will probably be successful in that game. And so a lot of non-league contests still tonight. We haven't gotten into league play really very much. It'll start here in a couple weeks.
Well, and down at Cedar Park, you have Cedar Park Christian. You got Butch Gottschroth, who from Bellevue fame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dynasty in Bellevue. Now it's a second year with, his players.
Getting his players in there,
his
yeah.
players into his system.
Right. And I think that bodes well for that program. I think that they will be successful once he gets the players in there that he would like to work with.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's the
End of 3.
End of the third quarter coming up.
35-7.
Yeah. Well, not exactly what we thought going into it.
It was 14-7 at halftime.
It was 7-0 Turks at one time.
It was 7-0 Turks, and they have ripped off 35, 5 consecutive touchdowns without a response from the Turks. And Brian, remember, it was 14-0 at halftime. So Cedarcrest definitely had their way, and it was the third quarter. It was all Cedarcrest. So we'll line it up. We'll do it one more time.
I'm wondering, is there a curfew? Is there a curfew at high school sports?
I don't. We were talking about that. I don't believe so. I know in baseball you can't start an inning after a certain amount of time, but that's due to light concerns and things like that. Let's take a look here at the. Take a look while we're have a break at the local radar and see what weather is doing. So we do still show rain squalls kind of moving their way into the area, but doesn't look like it's threatening enough to where we'll get any more lightning. So hopefully we'll get this game finished up here tonight. Keeper. And ekes out a short game.
You're going to come up about 3 yards short.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be about it's about 3rd and 2. Looks like about 3rd and 2. Hand off on the left side.
You've got to hit that hole.
They do. That's a good point, Brian. I think they do look like they're slow. They're slow hitting those holes. And they find themselves in the 4th down. Yeah, they've got to be a little quicker hitting to the holes. Those holes are closing very rapidly, and because of that, they're just not being able to eke out much yardage.
Well, at this point, you're in the shadow of your own goal. You almost have to punt this.
And it looks like they're going to go. And no, sir. And that's going to turn the ball over. All right, so they turn it over on downs, and what might have been a little questionable call there, but that being said, the ball turns over.
I know I said that last time I did it, I had zero problem with him doing that there.
Did you have?
That was up at the 35-yard. That was up at the 30.
Did you have more than a zero problem that time? More than a zero.
No, I thought they would actually go for it, and they did, and I don't blame them. But you got to be able to pick up 2 yards, and they're not hitting the holes.
Yeah, they're
just not running north-south, and they're not running hard.
Yeah, Cedarcrest has really asserted themselves. They have just been. I think their size and their strength has really started to wear the Turks down here in the second half. They really have asserted themselves to just be a much more physical presence out there than the Turks have been. And it's just wearing the Turks down.
A message from Dave Moon.
Dave Moon, Diamond Dave Moon, producer extraordinaire.
Telling me not to be too critical. Always, #Turks first.
Cedarcrest lines up. We got a backup quarterback in now for the Cedarcrest Red Wolves as well. Number 4 hands off to number 26, and he breaks the tackle. He's still on his feet, and he is in for the score.
Victoria Vega, are you still with us?
Carter Knowles is in, so the Red Wolves are starting to freely substitute now, bringing in some of their second-tier players and getting them some varsity time here in a game that is well in hand. 41-7 PAT upcoming for the Red Wolves.
Well,
set, kick, up, and good. 42-7.
I guess if it happens again, we can have a running clock.
That is true.
We are approaching running clock territory.
We are approaching running clock territory. One more score and we would be there, yes. So, however, we don't want that to happen, but it would.
I'm just making a point.
For our fans that maybe have been the first time exposed to that, yes, if it is a 40-point or greater differential, then the clock would continue to run and would not stop. And those games go really fast. When the clock keeps running, the games go really fast.
It won't be a 45-minute first quarter, you're telling me?
It'll make up for the 45-minute first quarter, and the hour halftime that we had. I mean, we're approaching 10 o'clock right now, Brian.
We are.
We're knocking.
I would say it's
knocking
approaching
on the door of 10 o'clock.
I would say it's approaching my bedtime, but it's not.
So, Brian, now clarify for us. You have a clause in your contract where you get double time after 10 o'clock. Is that correct?
0 times double time is still 0.
That's not what my sources are telling me, Brian. That you're, Dave. I think we're going to be financially bankrupt here because we have to pay Brian double time here in about 3 minutes.
It's just a fantastic thing that we do here, and yeah, I'm frustrated that our Turks are behind and things aren't going their way, and we love our kids just like the folks at Cedarcrest love their kids.
Yeah, they do, and again, we need to keep in mind. Nice kick.
And I recognize that they love their kids.
Darn right.
He's getting some kick return yardage today.
He is. The thing I think that, Brian, we need to remember is this is a non-league game. You're trying to assess what you have. Games are going to start counting here in a couple of weeks. Not saying that you don't want to win these games, but it's not, detrimental to your season.
It's not a league game.
It's
not like losing to Kings in Cedar Park in South Whitby.
And as I looked through the conference, I don't see anybody that's just a world beater right now as far as those records are concerned. There's,
well, I'm telling you, Cedar Park Christian is going to be really good this year.
Yeah. But I don't see. I think that this conference is going to be up for grabs this year. Up for grabs. I just don't see a clear-cut favorite. And looking at those records, and again, I realize it's early, and some of those non-league games can be very misleading as far as those outcomes. But I don't see anybody right now that's just a juggernaut. So I think the Turks have just as much right to stake a claim as anybody else. Going deep. And overthrown.
Well, we're glad you're still with us, Victoria Vega.
Well covered.
We're very happy we could bring you the game tonight, and that some fans are going to go home happy.
Some are. Is Victoria a Cedarcrest fan?
Yes, she is.
Oh, well, I'm sure she will be very happy tonight then.
Boisterous Blair. He reads between my words, and he just says it like I'm thinking.
Quarterback keeper breaks across. Nice. Oh, with the fumble.
Yeah. He was down though. He was down. I thought he was down. He was reaching back for the ball. So,
yes, he was.
So you have to.
Yes.
He's down right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's down.
9:05 remaining here in the fourth. Turks trailing 42-7 to the Red Wolves in a hurry-up offense.
Right now, I mean, we got to start thinking about our TurkPride.tv player of the game.
We do.
And
working hard out there.
The effort that he's putting in running the ball. I mean, he's thrown 3 or 4 picks today. That's not.
Yeah, my first inclination would be the quarterback, Jensen Webster, but it's always. I guess I'm speaking personally. For me, this hasn't been a game with a lot of highlights for the Turks, and so it's tough, to find someone that is really truly deserving.
Probably look on the defensive side of the ball, and Aiden Fleming has been.
Ooh, there we go, breaking it open.
Oh,
he's filling his
Caden
feet.
Hardwick. Oh, down at the 5.
Hardwick, wow. Oh, but we got another flag.
Holding against the Turks. It's going to come back, of course.
Wow, there has been so many penalties tonight. Just anytime the Turks have gotten
He's
a
not
play,
going to change his mind,
momentum,
guys. You just keep playing.
It's just a penalty has killed them. Whether it's a defensive penalty that is allowed.
This is a spot foul, so he has to go to where the spot is, where the hold happened, and then he goes back 10 yards from the hold.
Yep.
The score's on the board there, Mr. Cool Shark.
But Brian, see if you agree with this. The penalties, both offensively and defensively, have just killed the Turks. Anytime they've had something positive happen, penalty has either given the Red Wolves a first down deep
that's why we
or
need
negated
to
a big play.
I think that's why we need to look on the defensive side of the ball. And I think Aiden Fleming has been all over the place tonight.
I think Aiden Fleming has done an excellent job. I've seen him, called his name a number of times tonight.
At least that wasn't a lateral.
Yeah. So are we at this point now? Again, we've still got 8 minutes left. We not going to make any final choices yet.
No,
but
we still have.
Got over a half a quarter still to go.
Well, we need to remember who scored the opening touchdown for the Turks. And I don't remember who that was right now. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with right now. I'm going to go with Zane Saylor.
Zane Saylor's had a good returning kicks. And so
returning
forth.
kicks, catching the ball, all of the above.
And I hear, we've talked about that as a possibility also too.
Well,
Jensen Webster has been mentioned, and I think he's had a really gritty, gutty performance tonight. Rain is starting to return here, as we had saw that was coming, but nothing very severe at this point.
And nothing there. Christina Dutch says, player of the game should be all the subs who've stood on the sidelines. If we could give it to everybody, we would.
And the rain starts to pick up in intensity here a little bit at Sultan High School.
And we still have 45 people on the stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Of course, one of them is Pete Reilly over there on the scoreboard.
Pete's keeping us honest.
He's keeping us on track over here. Squirrel.
This train has gone off its rails a long time ago, right? A good point. Yeah, it has been a challenging game with penalties tonight. Just, boy, I tell you, it is so frustrating. Hand off up the middle by the Red Wolves. No gain. All right, so again, it's pretty wholesale. I'm seeing lots of new numbers out there as far as the Red Wolves. So they've been doing some wholesale substitutions. I think they got pretty much their second string in right now, getting them some valuable varsity time here, and so. Bootleg.
What? No penalty?
No penalty. We actually made a play. Actually had a play.
A few years
no
back
penalty.
when the Seahawks were making one of their runs to the Super Bowl and they were the most penalized team in the league.
Yeah.
Every time the Seahawks had a big play, I would look to see if there was a penalty first before I celebrated. Because 9 times out of 10 there was a penalty somewhere.
I think this year you'll be longing for those days, Brian.
Yeah.
I think you'll be longing.
It's going to be a long
season. It is going to be, I think, a long season for the Seahawks this year.
Quietly over there, Jack Hamilton has quietly had a good game today. I just want to point that out. That
pass. Ooh.
And Jack Hamilton breaks that up.
Nice play there by Hamilton. And looks like they're going to bring on the punting crew. So the Seahawks, who are the Seahawks playing this week, Brian?
And they're playing the Bears.
That's right, the Bears.
On Monday night, the Bears.
Speaking of the Bears, did you see Khalil Mack? That guy is just an animal. I watched him play against Green Bay.
Broke my heart.
Oh, Khalil Mack was just unbelievable in that game against Green Bay last week. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you go from the guy from Denver to Khalil Mack, and
Yep.
Khalil Mack's a better player than Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller is towards the end of his career.
Please don't tell Von Miller I said
Yeah,
that, anybody.
he'd,
Please.
He'd pound your head. But anyway, no, Von Miller is towards the end of his career. Khalil Mack is still in the prime of his career.
Khalil Mack is the best football player in the NFL.
And, well, Aaron Donald for the Rams is a pretty good player too. But the other Chicago, really, when I watched Khalil Mack play, and then they've got the rookie, Roquan Smith from Georgia that they drafted as an outside linebacker. He's going to be fantastic as well. If they can keep those two together and find a third linebacker, I mean, we're talking back to the the Bears' glory days. As far as Mike
85 Bears.
Mike Singletary and the crew.
Bears.
When I watched Mack play, it's like, holy smolies. He just was heads and tails the best player on the field defensively last week.
Khalil Mack is just.
Yeah, he was a stud.
I would watch the Raiders play just to watch Khalil Mack play.
Oh, bobbled, but he was able to recover because there really wasn't much of a rush being put on.
Oh, did you see the flop?
Oh, and look at that.
Did you see?
Oh, and he drops it. Oh, and the Turks fall on. Or no, I should say Cedarcrest recovers. Oh, that's unfortunate.
You should.
Yes,
That is why you get away from the ball.
It took a big hop.
Who knew that there was such a good drama class at Cedarcrest? That punter, he had a flop going on that would have made a soccer player blush.
Exactly. Would have made Dennis Rodman proud, right? Back from the old days.
Absolutely.
Or Bill Lambier. All right, so Cedarcrest has got the ball again, deep in the Turks' territory. Handoff off the left side. Number 33 breaks around the edge and still on his feet and knocked out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
Jack Hamilton got a little out of position on that one.
So as you mentioned, Huskies play the Utes in Utah.
The Utes.
And the Cougars are playing who this week?
Eastern Washington
Eastern, the Eagles. That's right.
In
Are they playing on the red grass? Oh, it's in Pullman.
They're not.
They're not playing on the red plastic turf.
I went to Boise State.
Oh yeah, with the blue. Yeah,
the Smurf turf. Many Smurfs lost their lives for that field.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I've thought about that. What's your feeling on that, Brian? What's your feeling on the colored turf?
I love it.
There's only just a couple of schools that have done it.
I absolutely love it.
I mean, from my standpoint, I've often thought, well, we know the grass is fake.
Now, I remember
Does it need
when
to be
Eastern,
green because we know it's
I remember
fake.
when Eastern had grass.
Yeah,
I do. And then when Boise went to the Big West, they wanted to be the cock of the walk of the Big Sky, so they went and got themselves the red turf.
Right.
And Josh Ford on the tackle. And Josh Ford has quietly had a good defensive game.
But I've thought many times, it's like, we know that
play brought to you by Josh Ford, built Ford Tough.
We know that the grass is fake, so does it have to be green? I mean, really, it could be another color. We know it's not real.
I would love to see the Huskies have a light purple.
I think the idea of having your school colors is not that bad, really. Turks could have a navy field with blue, Columbia blue stripes.
I think this should be Columbia blue. It should be our turf, but it's another $20,000. It was another $50,000 or whatever it is more.
Yeah. Throw to the end zone, incomplete.
And Jack Hamilton with another nice, quiet, good defensive play over there.
So a long night for the Turks. Long night for the Turks. Again, 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining on the short end of a 42-7. And the disheartening part about it, Brian, is that the 7 points was just right from the get-go within the first minute of the game, and then nothing since. So that makes it even a little bit harder.
What do you think, Boissious Blair? Should the Washington State Cougars have a crimson field?
Oh, and the kick is no good. I think Husky Stadium with purple grass with gold stripes would be pretty cool.
I think that would be awesome.
Pretty cool. Oh. And we've got the security alarm going off here.
That's what happens
Somebody
when you get past 10 o'clock.
Somebody just tripped it accidentally, I believe. Nothing to be concerned about. And they're going to play on, even though the siren's going off. And falls incomplete.
So Blair wants to get into me on a debate about the differences between Boise State and Washington State.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. We turned off the alarm. Thank you. My eardrums, thank you.
And we are already, it's 4th and 7 now.
4th and 7, 3:45 remaining. Don't even joke about that, Mr. Keeler. And stumbling, bumbling, rumbling. Oh, and we got a flag.
And it's going to be a flag against the Turks, no less.
Wow. I can't even hazard to guess how many yards and penalties we've had tonight. Probably close to 200, probably. Well, this is one of those games, Brian, you just want to get done, get into the locker room, and try to forget about.
We got offsetting personal fouls against both teams.
Oh, well, it was offsetting.
Well, we got 3:40 left to go here in the game.
And
that was replay 3rd down. Then I don't know why we got a new down. Maybe it wasn't 4th down there. No, 2nd and 5. We must have got the first down. We must have got the first down there that I didn't see.
2nd and 5 from the 25. Oh no, it's 4th. Well, the sticks are showing 4th down.
Sticks are saying 4th. Scoreboard saying 2nd.
They're going to change it to 3rd. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I mean, what down we want? Let's pick a number. Pick a number, right?
Pick a number, any number.
Any number.
Any number.
Pick a down, any down. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's 5th down.
It's 5th down.
It's
that'll win you a game in college.
It's 5th down, yes.
And timeout for the Turks.
Oh.
I thought I saw lightning.
I thought I saw yes, we're going to have a 30-minute delay with 3 minutes to go. In a 42-7 score, yeah.
Can lightning strike twice?
Oh, well, it struck 3 times in the Granite Falls La Jolla game tonight, so don't say that. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they did last. Oh, a downpour last week. Coach really said they had thunder and lightning and heavy rain in Cashmere last week.
I wonder if this is the first time. Maybe Boissious Blair knows, because he played in the Mud Bowl back in the day. Is this the first time the Turks have had rain delays in back-to-back games? I mean, lightning delays in back-to-back games.
I do not know.
In my recent memory, it's the first time it's ever happened. Now, I'm talking to Matt Keeler over here, who's doing the PA announcer. Now, were you here for the Mud Bowl? Did you see the Mud Bowl? The one they played here, and then they had to finish the game in Monroe. They called the game, and then we had to, they had to go finish the game the next day down in Monroe on the turf.
Really? Wow.
Because it was so bad. The field was so bad here. And oh, by the way, the Turks got a first down there. Yeah, it's so cool, Ryan Fox, that you're following your dreams.
And
Hardwick up the minute gain, 3 yards on the play. Second
Well,
and
you know, and let's not discount the amount of experience that these younger sophomores are getting right now.
no, it's important. Is it, when you get these opportunities, even in a game that is, well over.
You know what? We
and
still
this
have
is-
41 people watching.
This is varsity time. This is varsity time, and you can't replicate this kind of stuff in practice, really. Especially when you have a small squad. It's difficult to get a full A squad versus B squad in practice. So this is very valuable time. Oh, incomplete.
He's got to look. He's got to look that off. He goes, "That's on me." Just a Jensen Webster, great young man. Said hello to me when I walked in. Most of the kids don't even know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go up. Hey, I call your games. I don't tell them that.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew who I was, and he said hello, and he was,
That's nice.
and just a good kid.
And he keeps the ball and runs it on the right side for short gains. 4th down and about 5. Just under 2 minutes remaining. So, Brian, did you come up with your vote for TurkPride.tv player of the
I
game?
have no idea. I think it's going to be you, Dan, because you were here through the whole thing.
Certainly not me. Well, you were here too, but
no, I snuck off for a while. Remember?
You did. I think just do a gritty performance. I think Mr. Webster actually would be my vote. He's really fought through an injury, came back at halftime, and has just been very gritty in what was a tough game. A tough game. And boom.
Yeah, was that Mr. Hardwick? No, was that Phillips.
Mr. Phillips. And we haven't called his name a lot.
We got a minute
tonight.
17 left to go if anybody cares.
Isaiah Phillips, we have not called his name very much tonight, and that's something we need to hear his name more often
Well,
for this team to be successful.
As Phillips goes, the Turks go. It's kind of like last year with Tanner Belcher. Tanner Belcher in a cloud of dust was not that paced that team to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fumble picked up by Webster.
Well,
Nice.
I think that's just for a gutty performance, and you almost, with a lopsided loss like this, you almost don't want to give out a TurkPride.tv player of the game.
Right. That's always kind of been.
Because his, being a senior and being the quarterback, the last thing I want to do is give him an award when he's all about the team.
Mm-hmm.
Singling him out.
But we have these awards that we give out, and if we didn't want to identify people, then we wouldn't have them. So, but I think he's just, to me, Brian, in what was a game with not a lot of highlights.
There he goes again.
There he goes again.
And the clock stops with 7 seconds to go. So, yeah.
I think he's going to be my vote. He put in a gutty performance tonight, in what was a tough game with very few things to be really excited about.
I think just because of who he is and what he's done,
and that he remembered your name.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he
he didn't
go.
remember my name. He
knew who you were.
He said hi. It was like, wow, one of the kids said hi to me.
So I see we've agreed.
We have. We've agreed. I don't know what else to do with it other than to tell Dave.
Tell everybody that,
Jensen
Webster, number 3, the quarterback,
we
is our
will just
TurkPride.tv player
it's late. It's
game.
late. We're not going to go to Herculean efforts to give it to him tonight.
No, I think everybody wants to get home.
So we're just going to let it go. But Jensen Webster is our TurkPride.tv
But we'll be back
player
in
game.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Against South Whitby in the whiteout game.
Yes, and
here at Sultan High School. That's a good game. That should be a good game.
And for anybody out there that doesn't care or does care, I am going on a cruise next week. So
you're going on a cruise?
Yes.
On a sea cruise?
I'm going on a sea cruise.
Wow. Where are you going?
I'm going to go to San Francisco and back.
On a boat?
On a boat. I'm on a boat.
Interesting. Huh.
All right. And for everybody here at TurkPride.tv, Dan Buller.
We wish you good night.
And as always,
Turks
Turks first.
All right. Good night, everyone.